They know the value of local radio in times of emergency. Now it's time for Congress to finish the job and pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. Learn more at dependonam.com. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. The flagship station of the Patriots, Bruins, the Celtics, WBCFM and HD Boston 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group station celebrating 65 years of broadcasting. Sports Hub headlines.
The Red Sox had a 6-3 lead in Denver against the Rockies, but they blew it. They lost 8-6. They now have lost 2 out of 3 to the Rockies, and they are going to come home for a 4-game set with the New York Yankees. That starts tomorrow night. Cam Schlittler is going to be on the mound for the Yankees, so things looking good for the Red Sox. The Washington Capitals today finalized a sign and trade for Alex Tuck from the Buffalo Sabres. Tuck will sign an 8-year extension with an AAV of $10.5 million per year. The Sabres are getting a third-round pick in return. David Pagnotta of the fourth period says that the Florida Panthers may be circling back on Winnipeg goaltender Connor Hellebuck. It is wrapping up the group stage games in the FIFA World Cup. Bosnia and Herzegovina defeated Qatar 3-1. And with that, the United States will most likely play Bosnia and Herzegovina in the round of 32 on July 1st in San Francisco. It's not completely finalized yet, but it does look like that's going to be the matchup. Switzerland held off Canada 2-1 to secure the top spot in Group B, but Canada has also moved on to the round of 32. Haiti and Morocco are at halftime. It's 2-2. Scotland, Brazil. It is 2-0 Brazil. At 9 o'clock tonight, it's South Korea and South Africa, and Mexico facing Czechia. And Christian Pulisic is also ready to return for the United States men's national team after missing last week's win over Australia. Pulisic said today at practice he's hoping to play against Turkey tomorrow night. Sports Up headlines are powered by Joyce Cooling and Heating. Beat the heat this summer with an AC install or service and enjoy limited-time combined rebates up to $3,500 on a new Lennox system. Stay cool by scheduling at joycecool.com. I'm Kevin Bajori on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 Sports Up. Joe Murray has you next in a half hour.
Are you actually coaching the game, or it's just that is? I feel so strongly about that. I can't even tell you.
Boston Talk Sports here.
What do we got?
Sports.
Well, listen, Joe. We've seen it. Nobody wants to be there. It's a big bad show tonight. Just can't take this damn parade. Who cares? Joe. There's a 2-mile wait to get past the damn green line.
Tell anyone who gets hit by a bear in the neighborhood, call Joe Murray.
I happen to trust Joe Murray.
First time I ever met Joe Murray was at a...
All right, welcome in 98.5 The Sports. And while it feels like we're wrapping it up on a Wednesday, just trying to get over that hump, everybody. Trying to get over that hump as we did get some day baseball today, which we'll react to in just a bit. The night 2 of the NBA draft is tonight. Night 2 of the NBA draft. Are you excited for that one? I do have some thoughts on last night's. And the Celtics seem to be the main story on a lot of talking heads shows over the last couple of days. And we'll lead off there tonight. But a lot to get into at 617-779-0985. You can go on YouTube, follow us on YouTube, youtube.com, and then search 98.5 The Sports Up. And you can chat in on the show. There's already people ready to go there tonight, so you can follow them as well. World Cup, in or out, musings, aliens, ghosts, everything on the show tonight. Who knows what we'll miss in this one. And certainly you can get in early on the show today. We got full phone lines open. I just kind of wanted to follow up on yesterday and, you know, what is next for Jaylen Brown and just some of the difficult conversations that have had to happen for Jaylen Brown. And Brad Stevens spoke yesterday, and we'll let you hear some of his sound clips. But I don't think anybody really knows what's going to happen for the Celtics this year. I thought the way that the Jaylen Brown trade handled when it came in regards to the media was bad. It was really bad. I mean, we mentioned the Chris Haynes stuff yesterday. He's the one that basically said that it was a done deal, that Boston was the favorite. That's where he was going. And in the end, that isn't what happened at all. And, we didn't mention this, but June Lee wrote about this. And you guys might know Giannis Antetokounmpo has a deal with Kalshi, who is, let's just call it, it's not necessarily a sports book, but it's a poly market, right? You can bet on anything. And he's a part of it. And one of the major stories in the Giannis saga is the reports said Boston or Miami. Many fans assumed what the reporters said. Some people think that reporters ran a conspiracy to drive more bets, whether it was to Boston or to Miami. So we were wondering where Shams was for a week. Well, he had to deal with FanDuel for a long time, right? I didn't want to throw that into the equation here. But I feel like, this isn't me being conspiracy guy or anything to that degree, but that's been missed in this whole thing when it comes to Jaylen Brown and Giannis. Giannis has a partnership with a website that makes bets. And you mean to tell me that the reporting was on the up and up? And I'm only bringing this up after all the Deanna Rossini stuff from what we had over the winter. So, were reporters, whether it was national, Boston, local, even in Miami, fans now think and assume reporters ran a conspiracy to drive in more bets because Giannis has Kalshi equity. And, I came away after this whole entire thing where, maybe sports media has lost some of its trust with fans. I mean, hell, I already do it now. When it comes to the local sports, if Dan Shaughnessy's got it, I know where it came from, right? Even back in the day with Belichick, Belichick talked to Dan, right? All week long when we were waiting to hear stuff regarding the Celtics, the one guy you want to hear from, Adam Himmelsbach, right? Tied in with Brad Stevens, etc. He finally speaks and makes mention that the Celtics are aggressively interested in Giannis. But the whole back and forth, oh, well, he's now the favorite to go here. Oh, now he's going to go here. Now we're starting to hear, oh, now they're definitely trading Jaylen Brown. Or I think there's a 40% chance that Jaylen Brown stays. I think that was lost in the where was Giannis going. In the end, I always felt like it was Miami because wouldn't you rather be in Miami than Boston? They've been getting beat for years by teams not wanting to go to Boston because of Miami. It's been happening, and specifically with Pat Riley. That's why my take last night was, I think Pat Riley knew what it took to land a giant fish. I thought Jimmy Butler was a big fish. They went to 2 finals with him. They won nothing, but I thought he was a big fish. They landed him, right? I can go back to the Bosh LeBron days. I can go to Shaquille O'Neal days, whatever you want. Alonzo Mourning, Tim Hardaway, way back in the day. I can give you what he's done with the Lakers, et cetera, et cetera. The guy knows how to land big fish. But did reporters, did they run a conspiracy to drive in more bets because you could bet on it? You could do it through Kalshi. Even today, right? There's odds on will Jaylen Brown be a member of the Boston Celtics? And, well, the odds are against Jaylen staying in Boston. I think it was lost. And now fans don't have trust in the sports media. It's great. And, hey, I get it. Right? I've been paid by DraftKings before to do, they represented the show that we did. I use their books. But doesn't mean I don't look at some of the others to see who has the best odds. So I can understand if fans may have assumed reporters ran a conspiracy for bets and that sports media has lost trust and maybe it was rigged all along. This is something I think for a long time the Giannis thing to Miami. It's just that the Celtics also were in on it, and they put one of their best players in the deal. And now they have to do some damage control. There's reports today that and again, now we have to dissect what report is real, who to believe, and where to go with things now. But today we're hearing more on Jaylen Brown. And will he be back in Boston? I do want to read something from Gary Washburn coming up in a little bit, but his headline here, and I'll give you more in just a little bit, but he talks about appeasing Jaylen Brown, and now they need to do damage control. So I'll read you some excerpts from that coming up in just a little bit. But what is the future of Jaylen Brown now? And there's reports today that he may not be back in Boston. And more stuff today. Chris Mannix, Celtics, reportedly looking for a big man. And I already told you, Kalshi Hoops. Jaylen Brown's chances to stay in Boston have reached an all-time low. These reports could be to drive more bets. Your thoughts on that? I wanted to kind of keep it to basketball the last couple of days. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy guy. I think it's real, and June Lee wrote about it. June Lee's all over this stuff. But it's extremely, extremely difficult where star players like Giannis are involved with betting websites. And the reporters from all different sides, the Celtics are closer. No, it's Miami the closer. Wow, the Celtics are in it. But they drove some bets, man. I think there's a lot of people who believed Jaylen Brown was out of town and that deal was made. And in the end, once the clock struck midnight, literally, Giannis goes to Miami with better income tax and lots of bets from Kalshi. We'll leave it there at 617-779-0985. We'll read some of this article here from Gary Washburn and just all the reports that are out there today. And Brad Stevens was asked last night, is Jaylen Brown going to be on this team at the beginning of next season? We'll let you hear what he had to say. We got World Cup on. The Red Sox played today as well. There is some one little Patriots note I wanted to get into. And what's Don Sweeney doing? Because I know where Cam Neely is. Cam Neely's playing Pictionary with Dennis Leary. But we'll have more coming up next. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
whether that run ends 10 years from now when he retires or before, there's a lot to celebrate. And, that we have a great relationship and an open relationship where we talk about everything. And but I don't want to predict the future, but, I look at it as this is our team.
Right back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. We had John Corrales on last night, live from the Auerbach Center. And he asked the big question, is Jaylen Brown going to be on this team next year? You heard it there. I don't know really what's going to happen with this. I don't think any of us do, for sure. But when it comes to the Jaylen Brown situation, like at this point, what is best for the Celtics? Is it a rebuild and trying to build a different team and learning how to win? Or is it about what Jaylen Brown wants to do? Like, is it about the Celtics or what Jaylen Brown wants to do? I asked this question last night. Like, did the Celtics really want Giannis? Or do they really not want Jaylen Brown? And I think one thing that's just not talked about is the money. The money. It's always about the money. It's always about the money. Jaylen Brown has always said he wanted to be here. Jaylen Brown has always said he wants to retire here. Jaylen Brown has made it clear, at least to the audience, he wants to stay in Boston. But has the Celtics done that? I mean, they put him in trade talks before, but again, that was for one of the best players in history in Kevin Durant. They put him in with Giannis, one of the best players of all time, right? So really, Jaylen Brown, they've only dangled you out there for some of the best players in history. Not saying you're not, or you couldn't be, but that's really what it is. The other thing is, does Jaylen Brown or the Celtics not realize that his value isn't as good as they thought it was? We heard yesterday from Stephen A. Smith, which we'll get into in a little bit because there was more from Jaylen Brown today on Stephen A. But Stephen A. Smith was like, we're not going to let you victimize yourself, bro. He's like, we said you were the best player, one of the best players in the league, top 6 in the league. You were one of the best players in the NBA. You were a number 1 this year. Nobody's not saying that when it comes to Jaylen Brown. No one's not saying that. But what I'm wondering is, do the Celtics want to pay the contract? And does Jaylen Brown want the contract now? He has 3 more years on his deal and he becomes extension eligible on July 26th. That's a big number. Most stars get that money. Most stars get it. But do the Celtics look at it and say, hey, we kind of like what we have for the next 3 years, but will he be offended if they don't offer the extension when he becomes eligible? That's probably a real thing. But now they got to play damage control. Now Brad Stevens has to say things as though I'm going to operate like it's us, like we're still together. But I don't know what the future holds. It sounds like someone who's not committed, not invested. And again, I'm giving you the odds today via Kalshi. Jaylen Brown's odds, Kalshi again, because I'm bringing that back up. All-time low. And now it's which team should add Jaylen Brown in. Well, stays in Boston, 29%, Minnesota, Cleveland, New Orleans. Those are the 3 other teams that are on the list. And I saw this before we got in here tonight. The other thing that I saw, and let me just pull it back up here because I just saw it recently, but Jaylen Brown earlier today, I suspect Jaylen Brown has played his last game for the Celtics, says Brian Windhorst, within the last hour. So now that's Brian Windhorst saying, I think Jaylen Brown is, I suspect, Jaylen Brown has played his last game for the Celtics. There's a lot there. What do you guys think at 617-779-0985? I thought Brad Stevens did the best he could last night. We spent a lot of time, just the 2 of us, talking about the relationship he had with Jaylen Brown and regarding the system, and feels as though both have been candid and have been honest over the last couple of days. Quote, "We spent a lot of time, just the two of us, sitting down together," Brad Stevens said when asked about contact with Jaylen Brown, amid the trade rumors. And like every offseason, we've been in touch regularly with his agent and all the way through the last couple of days, obviously with the rumor mill and all that stuff, and his name being splashed all over the place. It's not easy. We certainly wanted to be as productive and upfront with that as possible. And I thought we had a really good, candid conversation. So, last night I thought Brad Stevens looked like an exhausted man. And I don't know, plan B now? Like, they missed out on Giannis. It might have been one of their plan A's. So with Giannis off the table now, they go from being engaged on potential trade talks to now a fallout. And reading today here from Gary Washburn, appeasing Jaylen Brown after the trade offer fell through should be a priority for the Celtics. If this is the Celtics' worst case scenario entering the draft and free agency in a few weeks, things ain't so bad. Mentions how unless the front office has decided he needs to leave Boston and is seeking trade partners regarding Jaylen Brown, serious discussions will be necessary. Failing to acquire Giannis in the deal for Brown and the picks may be Brad Stevens' biggest blunder as president of basketball operations because of the risk of fracturing the relationship with a player whose number is going to be retired. It's a good point. Brown may have his faults, but he's put in 10 productive years with the Celtics and arguably the best player from the 2016 draft. The only competition for that crown is Jamal Murray, who's also won a championship. He's helped the franchise win that championship, an Eastern Conference MVP, an MVP Finals, the Finals MVP. Keeping Brown and Tatum together is a fruitful scenario, especially if Stevens upgrades the roster around them. There's no certainty that Brown wants out of Boston, and indications are that he doesn't. But he has been dealt the harsh reality that the franchise that drafted him was ready to send him to Wisconsin. This was my take earlier. He has always said he wanted to stay in Boston. Always. But have the Celtics made it that way? Stevens yesterday, Jaylen Brown's a big part of us. I'm never going to predict the future. Everything I think about over the past few years is building around those guys. You never know, but at the same time, I think the one thing I want to make clear is how valued he's always been. He's been amazing, an amazing teammate, great person to be around. Whether the run ends 10 years from now when he retires or before, there's a lot to celebrate. But I don't want to predict the future, but I look at it as this is our team. So Brown's been a part of the player association. He understands the league's a business. He knows all that. Brown has all sorts of issues, right? Whether it's the officiating, flopping rules, foul baiting. He has issues with how he's viewed in comparison to other players who attack the basket and play with aggression. The question is whether he'll ever change that perception, even with more team and personal success. He shouldn't expect much regarding that. The best thing for Brown to do is improve his weaknesses, ensure he's a better player than before, and allow the Celtics to decide to do what they do with his fate. The worst mentality the Celtics could have here is feeling obligated to trade Brown because he was involved in the proposed Giannis deal. If teams know Brown's on the block, they won't exactly offer the best package until he's forced. So what is the plan on winning in 2027 for the Celtics, if I ask you, everybody? Is it with Tatum and Brown, or they already have other thoughts? And the Celtics do have that trade exception. They can make a bunch of moves and really build around these guys. But in the end, it's a business, and it's about money. He's eligible for a $141 million extension in July. That'd be a great way to mend the fence, huh? Stevens has to defend his decision to chase Giannis. And being Brown is the sacrifice. And considering Brad's history, being positive with player relations, it should be to appease Jaylen Brown. But the more I look at this, me personally, the more I look at this situation, if you really want to mend things with Jaylen Brown, give him the extension now and announce it July 26th. But is there really a better plan B than Giannis that could be available? I say no. Your thoughts, 617-779-0985. We'll have more on that piece from Gary Washburn. Looks like, despite what they said last night in the great relationship, they might have to do a little bit more when it comes to Jaylen Brown. Let's go to Gabe in West Roxbury. What's up, Gabe?
What up, Joe? Two things about Kalish. Calci, I'm sorry. I think it is a shady site, and not even to do with sports, how you can bet on just like random things that can be manipulated. I just find it very shady. And I just want to say, Brad Stevens at the press conference looked defeated. I think he got played by the Bucks. I don't think Giannis wanted to come here at all. He wanted to go to Miami. The Bucks knew that, and they used the Celtics to get more from Miami. I don't think Greek was ever coming here. Now, Jaylen, trying to push the genie back in the ball or whatever. It's going to be hard. But the best that we will be able to get for him is a package of like Trey Murphy and a big. And, that's not appealing at all. The only guy that would possibly good from Houston, Sengun. But the big thing is Jaylen Brown's money. And that is a huge sticking point for other teams. The Bucks didn't want Jaylen Brown, and they couldn't find a third team to flip him with. So they wanted, 20, 30 picks. So when Greek is out of there, they could have these top picks, hopefully. They never wanted Jaylen Brown. And I just hate saying, Brad Stevens got... I'm not trying to say, Brad Stevens got, or, I think he's great. But I think he got used in this situation. And with the Calci, even more crazy how you have reporters, not even local ones, but, out ones, saying, oh, it's a done deal, And you have people putting money on it. And then... like we talked about last night, the local reporters very quiet about this. And, it's just very interesting. And it's going to be interesting how we have to mend fences with Jaylen Brown and then try to find a big to bring in with the exceptions. So, Gabe, it's going to be hard. But, if we can't find a big, it's the Jays and, Porzingis type.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, Joe.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you. The Calci thing I just wanted to bring up, Skaz. I don't know if you have a thought on that at all, but it was about Giannis and it was about the deal. So it was about the best deal, and Haslam got the best deal. I think you and I both agree that the best deal the Bucks got from Miami. But what did you think of the reporting as you start to think about it in Calci and Giannis's involvement?
Yeah, I certainly think you would call it smelly, Joe. I don't know how you could look at it any other way when athletes are partnered up with a company with like that. I think it always raises some eyebrows, and I think fairly so. But I didn't think there was anything too nefarious. It seemed like it was always kind of between Boston and Miami at the end, and Miami had the better package. So that's I am not surprised by anything that took place. I think the Bucks, got just about as much as they possibly could for Giannis, and they made the right decision for their franchise. I don't think Jaylen Brown would have been a better decision for Milwaukee.
The Calci thing, though. I now am starting to wonder who's getting paid, Skaz. We know Shams is a sham. Is he still doing FanDuel? What's up with him now? Because when we didn't see him for a week, I was making jokes about maybe he's with Giannis, working on that Calci deal. Landon Donovan, you see him now? He's working with, I think, FanDuel or some other book now, too.
He's brutal on these World Cup games.
Is Alexi Lawless part of a book at all?
I don't know. He stinks, too.
Speaking of books, Julian Edlow has just texted me. He's listening. He just sent me the latest odds for Jaylen Brown and where he could end up. DK Sports posted odds on what team Jaylen Brown will be on to begin next season. Do you know who the favorite is, guys?
Is it the Atlanta Hawks?
Boston Celtics?
There we go, Joe. That's what I think. I think he's here for the year.
Plus 110.
Yeah, I think he's here.
Followed by the Cleveland Cavaliers. And there was a report today about Evan Mobley. What would they really trade with each other? By the way, I would be like, I don't know, if you could somehow snag Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley, I'd be interested.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure the Cavs are really excited to give both those guys up for Jaylen Brown.
Well, I mean, Skaz, maybe Brad Stevens thinks Jaylen Brown's worth all that.
I don't think so.
No? Do you think he would dangle him for him?
I think he's been dangling, Joe. I think that's what the reporting is.
Do you think you could trade Jaylen Brown straight up for Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah, I think that, yeah.
But do you think the Cavs would do that deal?
In a heartbeat. Jaylen Brown is much better than Donovan Mitchell.
Would you do that deal?
No.
Yeah, me either. But you know what? No, guess who makes less money? Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, they're not interested in Mitchell. They're interested in Mobley.
No, I know. But could they get Mitchell because of Mobley?
Yeah, but you're giving up White or, Pritchard and Hauser or, I'd do that. But Donovan Mitchell's a little overrated.
A little.
He's very small. He's sneaky small.
He's an inflated numbers guy. He's a good player. I think he's an all-star. He's just a little inflated. I agree. But you know who he's friends with, right?
Jaylen Brown.
And Jason Tatum.
He's one of Jaylen Brown's closest friends.
That's right, because I remember him talking about
the wedding invite.
Oh, yeah, that and, well, he also complains about the same things Jaylen does. The officials, the flopping. What was the other one? The foul baiting. Haven't heard that word. Foul baiting? I guess that's what SGA is, right? A foul baiter? I guess it's better than the other ones. 617-779-0985. Tom's in Quincy. Hey, Tom.
Hey, what's up, guys? Listen, I mean, I hate to be, a broken record here, but it's just a mistake to get rid of Jaylen in any sort of fashion, and I'm sad to see that that's the way we're trending. I mean, the Knicks just proved it to the league. It's not about the best roster. It's about how the roster meshes together. And I'm not an anti-Tatum guy, but I'm definitely an anti-Missoula guy. And it's clear as day. As soon as Tatum came back, it didn't happen right away, but the strategy and the way they played on the court changed. I know the playoffs, the defenses were a little tougher, but the entire ball movement schemes changed. They went right back to that ISO slow-mo ball. And it's the same thing, and I've said this before, I've called about this before. They lost to the Knicks last year, they lost to Philly this year, and they lost to the Heat all in the same fashion. They built up leads, they lost leads, and it's just sad to see.
Hey,
I mean,
Tom.
If anything's to go, it's the coach. But at the same
Hey, Tom.
Yep.
Not to cut you off, bro, but the coach is another story for another day. And their style is another story.
I got you. I hear you.
Right now, it's about what are they going to do with Jaylen Brown?
Here's the deal. Like, I get it. You can't get rid of the coach because it's like, who's a better coach at this point? But, like, you get rid of Brown. Like, Brown is not the one that's causing us to keep Derek White or causing us to keep the coach. I would get rid of Tatum. Honestly, I would get rid of if I had to choose, Tom, I would get rid of Tatum.
Why would you get rid of a guy who's off an injury that you'll never get the value for? Like, I appreciate you calling me, but like that's the second the second thing I'm pushing back on you about. Like, here's the deal.
For sure. I mean,
is Jaylen Brown going to be on the team or not? That's it. Like, what do you think they're going to do with Jaylen Brown?
I mean, let's read the tea leaves here. He's definitely not going to be on the team, and it's sad. Maybe you trade him. I don't know where you trade him to. I mean, maybe Houston. Trade Jaylen and Missoula to Houston and get Ime Udoka.
Thanks, Tom. This is I haven't done the whole we got a show to do today thing in a long time.
He wanted to trade for Ime Udoka, Joe.
Oh, you heard that? Trade for Ime. So Ime for.
I don't think you could have hung up quick enough, Joe.
Skaz. This is a good one. Ime or Missoula?
Missoula, and it's not close.
Just so you know,
not close.
I bet you all the uneducated basketball fans would tell you Udoka.
You've watched the Rockets the last 2 years. Ime Udoka has been borderline awful.
I agree with you.
Yes. Especially in the playoffs. He's been particularly bad, and his roster, by all accounts, hates him.
The ignorant, unknowledgeable people who don't watch that, like everyone that has an opinion about Giannis right now and what to do with Jaylen Brown.
Anyone that wants to trade Jason Tatum is also picking Ime over Joe Missoula.
I was following the Yellow Brick Road there, Skaz. You beat me to it.
And I want Joe Mazzulla fired.
I don't want Joe Mazzulla here either.
So let's get that out of the way before the people start saying we're green teaming. Joe Mazzulla should be fired. Ime Udoka should be fired.
Yes.
They're both not that great, but if I had to pick one, Joe Mazzulla has far outcoached Ime Udoka the last couple seasons.
Sometimes some people drop the you don't know ball on me, and I roll my eyes and I don't respond. But if you want to say that Ime Udoka is better than Mazzulla, you don't know ball. Like, that is bad. That's bad. And I know that Mazzulla was good here. Udoka was good here, right?
He had a pretty solid roster.
He's tough on the guys.
Yeah, real tough.
Was up 2-1 in the series and
decided
lost.
to go with drop coverage on the greatest shooter of all time in the NBA Finals.
How'd that work?
Nobody really likes to bring that one up. Talk about the other guys coaching nonstop.
They reactivated his career on that series, by the way, because they were kind of fading, right? Let's call it what it was.
A little bit.
And then they reactivated the Steph plan. They reactivated Chef Curry with the shot boy.
Yes, Joe, I am firmly in the camp that the Celtics' best option to compete and win next season is to keep Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, to fire Joe Mazzulla, to trade Derek White, Sam Hauser, and Peyton Pritchard. But I don't think they're going to do a lot of those things. So I hope Tatum and Brown are here to start the year with a rebuilt roster. But I think, Joe, over the next week, 2 weeks, hopefully by the 4th of July, we have a clearer picture. But as of today, as of right now, I do believe Jaylen Brown will be here to start the season.
I think he'll be here because they'll never find anyone else better. I get the honest thing. You had an opportunity to get one of the best players in the planet. You did it. You missed it. Now, what are you going to do to fix it? I don't know if the extension is the right thing, but if he wants to be here, why not give it to him? There's something there that I'm not understanding. I don't have the sniffer out, but I'm missing something. And the only thing I can think of is money. I don't know if they want to agree to 141 over 2 years. That Joe math would be $70.5 million, right? Joe math, 70 plus 70 is 140. And then if you add the extra 5, 141, right? That's a lot of money. I don't know if they want to give it to him. Maybe the 3-year deal is nice and they like that idea. The 3 remaining years. Sorry to go Joe Math on you there. Matt's in Charlestown.
Hey, Joe. How are you doing?
Hey.
So my whole thing with Brown is, and I think the team might think this way, it's more of a redundancy that you just got 2 wings eating up 70%. Like, I'm all for keeping them, but when a guy like Giannis comes around, you got to try. But if he wants out, I think you have to try and get a big to pair with Tatum. And I'm just curious, what bigs out there that, would you trade him for as part of a package? Thank you.
Well, so the guy that I like, and his contract's bad, and you'd have to give up something, is Domantas Sabonis. He only played 19 games last year. So it's a risk, and, you're probably going to give up a lot. So that's who I like. Mitchell Robinson's probably the free agent option. I don't like Mitchell Robinson at all. I don't know how you feel, Skaz, but I don't want a guy that can't hit free throws on the team.
No, he's a nice role player, but no, he is not what the Celtics need.
No. And I didn't even look at the rest of the big men, but Porzingis, I believe, is available, right?
Not Rudy Gobert, Joe?
Well, is he a free agent? I'm trying to think of the free agent.
Not a free agent.
The free agent list's bad.
You want Al Horford?
No, but I think you'd still have to trade for him, I think. No, to answer your question. Because remember, there was a problem here, guys. They were doing things here he didn't like. Remember, he was being a sore loser about Boston?
About Andre Drummond, Joe.
God, do I hate him. Me and Hooch were chirping at him at the game. And then he hit a 3 in my face. Out on that guy. Oh, Drummond? No. He is big, though, and he can shoot threes. I mean, do they just need a body? Is that what it is? Drummond, fine.
No.
I hate Andre Drummond. I've always hated Andre Drummond. I've never liked him ever in my life.
You want Rob Williams back?
Better than the others, right?
Sure.
But can he stay healthy?
He played 65 games last year.
That's true. I do, but can he? Hey, remember, so did Kristaps Porzingis. Then the next year, he basically couldn't do anything. Kristaps Porzingis gave the Celtics like the best 65 games ever, and then fell apart. He was amazing. All right, we got to go to break. Well, we could do more basketball. The Red Sox lost today, too. Does anybody care? Anybody? No? I see people shaking their heads. Let's go to break. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub. wild idea about the NBA. Did he tell you this off? I don't want to. Maybe I should just let him say it.
He's trying to fix the NBA, Joe.
All right, Jake, come turn on the mic. Jake's off the clock probably, I think, right now, right? Are you on the clock or off the clock right now?
What's up, Joe?
Are you on the
I can't hear
clock?
you on my headphones. I don't know why they're not working. Hold on.
Nah, that's because of that thing over there. What do you call that thing again? No.
The board?
No.
There we go. I can hear you now.
The dongle?
Dongle.
Yeah, I think my dongle's a little busted. How's it going, man?
Hi.
Long time no talk.
Yeah, I know.
It was a long walk down the hallway.
Well, I don't want to steal your take, but earlier I said, hey, it doesn't make sense. I don't have the sniffer out. I don't have a sniffer. By the way, Skaz and Jake, the part of the Green Teamers podcast, not really green teaming, if you ask me. You guys are being a little too unbiased.
It's kind of just in the name.
Yeah, exactly.
If anyone does the green teaming, it's Skaz in this relationship.
No, I would still have the relationship.
Yeah. The only thing is, Skaz has said this. We talked about this on the podcast.
Yeah, and I think
Skaz spreads the goo, and I try and clean it up and put it all back in the bucket.
And I think this offseason, the only real goo being spread has been by one street team, Joe.
Yes.
He's sweating goo.
The goo is just
like even when he's walking all around the town. Have you noticed? Have we told you about this? He walks before the shows now to lose weight, but he oozes of green goo. And dude, actually, we should find that. The other night, him and Skaz got into it.
Skaz told me, yeah, his mic got turned off. Because the Street Team Joe wouldn't answer the question.
That's a Tom Morgan move, wouldn't you say?
You know, I learned from the best, Joe.
Next time, just hit the end of spot.
Did Jeremy ever shut the mic off?
I think there were some dong infractions in which people may have had their microphones shut off at times.
But it was only because to cover his ass. It was, their ass too.
I believe some people may have misspoke, or there were strict rules when it came to the Jeremy Conley's dong report and such. If you spoiled a late breaker or something like that, you could get yourself in trouble.
Yeah,
like a dangerous game.
Yeah, very.
Yeah. All right. So I was saying that when it doesn't make sense, Jake, generally it's about money. And I think that the Celtics like the 3 years, $150 million remaining. That's what it is. Or 175.
Yeah, they like the terms of the deal they signed years ago.
They like the deal that they signed. So when July comes around and the extension comes around, I don't think they like that. Now, generally in the NBA, if you're a star player, you get that money. It's almost clockwork, really, if you think about it. So that, I think, is what is holding the deal up, or holding where Jaylen's going to end up, because if he wants to stay here and wants the money, they're probably going to be like, we probably should start to see what we can get how to get out of this deal. But if he wants to stay here and is open to potentially betting on himself, it might be what's the best plan for both parties. But you had a different thought. I was kind of going there.
Yeah, the trouble
but yours was a little bit deeper.
Yeah, I just think when it comes to Jaylen Brown and what the Celtics are going to be offering in this contract extension is it's expected in the NBA, as you said, Joe, that if you're eligible for this amount of money and this tier of contract, the Supermax or whatever the case may be, the player always gets that. There's very few times in the last 5 to 10 years in the NBA that we've seen players settle for less than what they got if they are of that star level caliber player. I'm curious now, if you listen to all the NBA owners, what have they talked about in their interviews? It's the second apron, the contracts, and how you can construct a team given the new rules of the CBA. And they're all kind of navigating this at the same time and learning on the fly. And I'm wondering if these teams are going to start saying, wait. Just because you're eligible for that crazy $70 million a year contract, we're not going to pay you that. Okay, yeah, it's cool you're eligible for that, but if you want that, go test the market, and if you get it, maybe we'll think about matching it, and we'll go from there. But we see this all the time in the NFL. How many times do you see players in the NFL get the contract that they max out at, that they get all the value of that contract? It's incentive loaded, whatever the case may be. And I just think that there could be a point with this new CBA that NBA owners kind of follow the same footprint, not incentive based, but hey, we'll pay you $50 million. We're not meeting you at 70. That's too high for us. There has to be some kind of compromise between these guys.
You know, I don't know. Really, just to use this analogy, they'll let him play out his 3 years, and when it's up, he becomes a free agent.
Do you think Jaylen Brown's going to be okay with that?
Do you think Jaylen Brown's going to be $70 million player then?
Well, if this is my point, is that if we go on the history of the last 5 to 10 years, yes, he is a $70 million player because every player signs for the max.
I mean, Mike Conley, there's a million examples of guys who probably shouldn't have got the max and got the max.
Yeah, no. So we all agree that generally the players get the extension. For what I'm hearing, or I think I'm hearing, is you're saying that was the old way.
Oh, no, I'm
the
saying
new
that's
way
still
might be
that's still the current way, but maybe there could be a new way born in this new CBA, and you start to see not a complete power change, but maybe some more control going back to the owners and what they can offer and what they're willing to offer to these players.
Well, the control with Jaylen would be you don't get the extension.
Yes, that would be. And Jaylen Brown has to play or demand a trade and someone else signs that contract.
Just real quick, I don't know the rules, but let's just say they don't offer him the extension. He finishes out the year. He's not traded. He comes back next year, still a Celtic. He has 2 years remaining. Can they offer him an extension, or can they offer him a different extension, or do they have to do the one that's basically been built in the previous deal?
I think that depends on what the contract was and for the different players, and then on top of that, like what accolades do you get? If a player isn't
like
eligible for
NBA
Supermax and then bets on himself, has a great year, gets the All-NBA nod, now he gets a bigger contract. In Jaylen Brown's case, I'm not sure there's another tier that he can get to in terms of what he can do this season. So in some ways, he's betting on himself, maybe for little to gain.
To get the $70 million. I was just thinking about the Steph Curry deal because he was on the super max, right? Or the super max. Sorry.
Can we tier these, by the way? Why is it like super? Yeah, it's the wicked super max contract. Can we just say like this is tier 1? This is tier
But didn't they somewhat rip up the super deal? Like he's making $60 million a year, which is too much for him. Yeah, but in the NBA, is it too much for him?
I think in this stage in his career it is. But if you're the Golden State Warriors, are you going to let Steph Curry walk out the door?
No, but this is my whole point with Jaylen. If you tack on the 2 years now, it's $70 million a year. He's not a $70 million a year player. Could he be a $55 million a year player? Yeah, they just can't tack on those 2 years at $55 million. It has to be at 70.
Well, I think the has to be at 70 is because that the players always get the max. So this is kind of where I was going back to my original point, Joe, is that what did these NBA owners start saying amongst themselves at these league meetings that they have? Hey, we're done paying the max automatically to players. If we need a bid and there's a bidding war for a player and money comes down to be the factor, then so be it. But the offer is not going to be the max. This is just where I'm going that based on what the NBA owners are talking about. James Dolan, his New York Knicks won the NBA championship, and less than a week after, the parade hadn't even happened yet. And he's already talking about the second apron and how hard it is to run it back with this team, given the new CBA rules and the regulations that come with that. So you can say the owners are being cheap. Yeah, sure. And I wouldn't push back on that per se, just in terms of what the players should get the money that they can get, the most money they can get. But I just think that the NBA owners will start to push back on that and say, hey, we're not paying you $70 million. We'll pay you the 50, and then there's a negotiation period. Maybe he goes to the market and tests the market, and the Portland Trailblazers say, hey, yeah, Jaylen, we'll pay you $70 million. And then the Celtics either can offer that same contract, match it,
they let him go.
And Jaylen Brown accepts or goes to Portland in that scenario.
And then you can blame Jaylen for choosing the money, not the team for not paying them.
Well, I'm not going to get on a player for choosing money. If somebody handed me a check, Joe, for $70 million.
Do you want to play for the Blazers or the Celtics?
Well, he's already won a championship. He already has finals MVP. So, I mean, at what point, you can win it again. Sure.
Oh, I would look differently on Jaylen for that. He's got all these other enterprises outside of basketball. Why does he need the money?
Well, he also does his own branding. He's not signed to these lucrative Nike, Jordan contracts like his counterpart, Jason Tatum is. And that's not a knock to either one of them. Just two different approaches for the stars to go about it. Either have your own brand or you go to Nike or Jordan or Adidas or whatever other company and sign the contract.
Me and Jake had a similar discussion earlier this week, and we put it into car terms, I believe, Joe, and I thought you may enjoy it. But the Boston Celtics, and compare them to Charlotte or Portland, whoever it may be, would you rather be the assistant manager at, a luxury car brand or the manager at,
Well, can I give you one? I was in the auto business.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I worked for like the Honda, Nissan, and man, you flip car. It was amazing. But when you work for the luxury car, it's like you don't move as much.
Does Jaylen Brown want to, be the manager of his own, but it's going to be Portland or it's going to be Washington or one of these places, or is he going to be okay being the assistant manager here, but it is, a BMW. This is, a Rolls Royce of a franchise, the Boston Celtics.
More incentives and more turnaround and more.
I'm still of the belief that it can be, resolved and he can stay here. But I do think there is something to Jake's point that if it's about the money, he's not here long term. I don't think.
I just don't think the Celtics, given what they've talked about with second apron. Maybe they offer it, but if they offer it, what are they going to build around? And they've already told you this. Like we've talked about numerous times on the show, Joe, about the repeating tax and what the Celtics are going to do. We've all been under the assumption the Celtics were never going to make this major splash this offseason and get and add to this Brown Tatum nucleus because they were going to go into the tax and that would be financial death for them for building a team. And I just think when you put it in that term, how can the rest of the league follow suit? The owners don't want to spend the money. We can say that confidently because when do owners ever want to spend the money? They want to try and save the money to invest in another year or just make their bottom line look better. So if that's the case, they're going to want to keep it low and work their way through it and see what the market is for some of these other players and have themselves fix it, pretty much.
Got it. I like it, Jake. Kind of what I said, but not at all.
Eventually.
Kind of what I said, but actually not even a little bit. Oh, that made me laugh. All right, we got to go to break. Julian Edlow texted me, and I said, hey, Julian, do you want to come on the show? And he said, yeah. So we're going to talk to him in like 15 minutes. We'll break there. We're going to talk to Noa Dalzell as well. Find out what's going on with her, the local side of things. And this hour of the Sports Hub has been brought to you by Valvoline. It's an oil change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You can save 15% off an extra oil change at Valvoline. It's an oil change. The official oil change of busy people. I'm Joe Murray.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
things at the World Cup because there's games happening right now. And right now, Bosnia won 3-1 over Qatar. Swiss, they beat Canada 2-1. Morocco 4-2 over Haiti, and Brazil 3-0 over Scotland. Later on tonight, Czechia in Mexico, South Africa, Korea. Headlines brought to you by, join 98.5 The Sports Hub for the big match this Thursday at the Dubliner, presented by Michelob Ultra, the official beer sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026. I'm Joe Murray. All right, back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. We got all Celtics happening, and we'll get into some of the Red Sox stuff coming up in just a little bit. Julian Edlow, he is of DraftKings. He was listening to the show, I assume, and sent me the latest odds on Jaylen Brown's next team. Hi, Julian. How are you, sir?
Hi, Joe. I heard you open up the show talking a little bit of gambling. I said, hey, we just put a Jaylen Brown market out at DraftKings Sports. I might as well text that over to you. And look, here we are talking.
Boom. Great. You can share the odds. I mentioned who just the favorite was, but could you tell our listeners who the favorite is and some of the other contenders that were on that list?
Yeah, let me, I just got to pull it up on my tweet. But, I mean, just to start off the bat, the Celtics being plus 110 is something. You know, usually when we open these next team markets on DraftKings, which these markets are not legal in Massachusetts, the next team markets are kind of limited states, so you cannot bet it here if you're listening in Mass. But the team that the player is on generally opens the favorite, and you're laying juice on them. Like LeBron James was minus 250, bet out to minus 500 to stay with the Lakers. We have a Kawhi Leonard market up. He opened minus 155 to remain with the Clippers. Jaylen Brown's plus 110 just to stay with the Celtics, which is kind of crazy that we've gotten to this point where at least the market, and these are, you know, it's not like pricing a game with power ratings. This is the money line. This is the total. These are made up numbers, just like the NBA draft that we saw last night. But to give plus money on just Jaylen Brown to stay with the Celtics is pretty wild, and means that the perception and the reports that we're seeing is that he's more likely to move. So we saw the Evan Mobley stuff from Chris Mannix, that report. Cleveland Cavaliers are second on the board at plus 350. We've seen some rumblings with New Orleans, a Trey Murphy package, DeJounte Murray maybe. Pelicans are plus 450. And then it's the Clippers at plus 800. Rockets, we know he has the Ime Udoka connection with Houston, plus 800 as well. Atlanta, we know it's Jaylen Brown's hometown, and that could be a place where he wants to be the face of the franchise, plus 800 as well. And then after that, it's Portland, who has been linked a little bit at 14-1, and then you go down and down the board.
What do you think, Julian? Take the gambling hat off for a second here. What do you think is going on in the Celtics' mind regarding Jaylen? Is it maybe comments from the offseason? Is it the structure of two wings at max money? Is it the fact that he has an extension that could give him $114 million while he has 3 years remaining on his current deal? Like, what do you think it is that the Celtics or the new ownership, or even Brad for that matter, even dangled Jaylen Brown in the trade for Giannis?
So I think we're dealing with one of three things here. And I think the reports are getting a little bit out of control. Like, we had people like Brian Windhorst who, 3 days ago were saying that Jaylen Brown was not going to be moved. And then it's the front runners for Giannis. And, even if it's not Giannis, they're probably going to move him anyway. I think we've gotten a little bit carried away with that, unless these conversations that Brad Stevens referenced in his end-of-season press conference, that he referenced after the first round of the draft last night, he said he's been having these candid and open conversations with Jaylen Brown. Well, if he's not telling us that in these candid and open conversations, Jaylen Brown enjoyed being the man last year so much that he kind of asked out to have his own team, then okay, this all makes sense. And if he is asking out and doesn't want to be here, then you should probably find the best deal and move him. So that's an option. Then there's the option that maybe they just want to upgrade talent at a position of need, and Giannis would be a position of need. Brad Stevens in his end-of-season press conference referenced multiple times we need to generate better looks around the rim. Giannis generates better looks around the rim. So maybe it's just, okay, we can upgrade talent here with Giannis. Let's look to do that, and if that's not the case, then we're going to pass and hang on to Jaylen Brown. I think we could easily be there now. They came up short with Giannis. Jaylen Brown's a professional. He makes $50 million a year. If you make that kind of money, you can handle being put out there in a trade. It doesn't work out, and you got to come back and do your job for the Boston Celtics next year. I think that could be the case as well. So I would say those are the most likely situations in my mind. And if I was betting the market, I would bet the Boston Celtics. I think that I think that they wanted to try and upgrade him to Giannis, and that he should be coming back next year unless Jaylen Brown told Brad Stevens in one of these conversations that he wants to be moved.
All right. I don't want to get you in trouble. You work over at DK Sportsbook, so
I'll watch my words.
Yeah, and I just want, if your boss says anything, just blame me. What do you think about Giannis's relationship with Kalshi? And you even mentioned the reporting yourself. So I didn't even say it. You mentioned it. But it was a little, I'm not going to call it suspect, but Chris Haynes saying, yep, he's definitely going to Boston, or, real reports. These weren't like, talking heads like me. You know what I mean? These are like reporters with, that talk to a lot of people and go, source both sides, Just do you think that the reporting regarding the Giannis trade impacted marketing and bets?
The reporting does impact marketing and bets. I think that's an easy answer, because what are people betting it off of? They wake up and see on ESPN and on Twitter and wherever reports that, let's say, okay, so now the Celtics are the front runner for Giannis. They're going to go to and I'm not going to speak for Kalshi, but I'll speak for DraftKings. They're going to go to DraftKings Sportsbook and bet Giannis to go to the Celtics. When we woke up on whatever that was, Monday morning, Giannis to go to the Celtics was plus 120 on DraftKings. By lunchtime, it was minus 170. By the time it came off the board, it was minus 240. So people bet Boston. That's where the money went. The last time I checked, from the last 24 hours before the trade, I think it was 88% of the money on the Celtics. That's because people were pushed that way because of the reporting. Now, if you're asking me if there's anything sketchy with the reporting to influence markets, that is a no for me. I don't think reporters are influencing markets. I just think they got this one wrong. And they get a lot of things wrong. That doesn't mean they're not great reporters, but all reporters get these things wrong sometimes. It sounds like Milwaukee was more interested in a package of things that they could be more flexible with than a big contract of Jaylen Brown that might not want to be in Milwaukee. So that makes sense to me. I don't know where all that steam came from. I don't know how close, none of us know how close the Celtics actually were to getting a deal done that was built around Giannis and Jaylen Brown. But from a reporting standpoint, that picked up steam really quickly. And, that's because I believe there was something to it. The wheels were in motion there. But at the end of the day, I think that there's a really strong chance that they just wanted to upgrade to Giannis, and they try and build this relationship back with Jaylen Brown.
All right, dude, before I let you go, I got to ask you a football over-under here. Can't let you go without that.
That was easy. I got off quick on the Jaylen Brown NBA stuff. That was fine.
Well, you basically said yes, Joe. Yeah, yes. Yes, they influenced the market, and a lot of bets came through.
Not in a dirty or negative way.
Okay.
But yes, reporting absolutely influences how people bet the markets.
Yes.
Which in turn influences the price.
Yes. Oh, okay. One more. Do you
Yes.
do you now have trust issues with reporters after this?
Not trust issues. I just think that you can't, because reports are picking up steam. It doesn't mean that you can go and bet something for the same reason that let's use a sports game. If you had Red Sox money line this afternoon, you probably felt pretty good in the seventh inning, up 6-3. Things changed and they lost that game. So I don't have a lack of trust in reporters. I think they're doing their best to get the story right. I think these reporters want to get it right because it looks good on them. So they have contracts. They want to be the next Woj. Like, they want to make money on a big deal by getting these stories right and being the next guy. So I just think these reports they can't be trusted with certainty the way that, back in the day when Woj for ESPN would literally tweet out the next draft pick and that was the guy that was going to go. Those were crystal clear certainty, but that's a different time and also a different market compared to these trades.
Yeah, okay. I just know other guys, RJ Bell and others, have done that before. So I just want to, just throw that out there that there can be sometimes, like, hey, Joe, what's your favorite Chinese restaurant? I'm going to say Kowloon every single time, right? But there are other good Chinese restaurants. It's just that, Kowloon's my guy and I'm biased towards it. It's no different than a reporter saying, oh, yeah, just to steer bets. But I'm going to drop this now because you have your side and I have my side, and I'm always suspect on all these people because I feel like they all have deals on the side. Anyways, Bruce Thornton off the board first in the second round here. Before I let you go, Patriots over-under odds, I've seen them at 11 and a half.
They're 9.5, Joe.
Oh, you got 9.5.
That's across the market. I think they're 9.5.
Oh, baby.
Schedule's much tougher.
Dude, over. What are your thoughts?
It's going to be a much tougher year. They're going to play some tougher teams. They're going to not pull out the amount of games that they pulled out last year. I think the win total's right on it. I think they're appropriately priced this year. I would not. I don't have a bet on the Patriots win total. Put it that way. That said, I think they have some regression here. Not that they're a worse team, but they're going to have worse luck, I would say, and a tougher time winning games against better teams. So I think they're going to be right there as a 9-10 win type of team that should make the playoffs. But now you have the Bills at minus 125, I think, to win the division with an easier schedule, with probably just as good of a team, probably a better quarterback. I would say that the Bills probably win the division, if that is an anti-Patriots take for you, even though I'm staying away from the win total.
Okay. I'm going over, baby. I don't schedule.
Well, that'll give you a fun season. You get to root for the Patriots, right?
Schedule don't scare me. And I already, just so you know, we haven't even done football yet with you yet. But it's Super Bowl or bust is the saying on the night show.
They set a pretty high. The only way to improve upon your season is literally to win the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. So any conversation that we have on this show, I will be steering the media bets towards the Patriots and the over, and nobody pays me for that anymore.
All right. Well, maybe you can get it up to 10.5 for me so that I can bet the under.
You know what? Okay. All right, then. Well, I'm going over, and I'm going to
see. That's how it works. Nobody's getting paid. Money influences markets. You go bet that over, and we'll see if it moves.
All right, Julian. Appreciate you listening, man. Have fun this summer. What are you up to? Anything good?
Oh, I start vacation after tomorrow. NBA draft was my last thing for a little while, going away, and very much looking forward to that. I'll be back after July 4th. NBA Summer League, college football, NFL, all that good stuff over at DraftKings Network.
All right, well, we'll be blowing up your phone before football season, so enjoy some time off, man. We'll catch up soon.
All right, sounds good. Thanks,
All right,
Joe.
guys, he's Julian Edlow, everybody. DK Sports, DraftKings Sportsbook. I took it easy on him. Whatever. Hey, we're going to talk to Noa Dalzell. She's also at the Auerbach Center today. And the Celtics are on the clock. Pick number 10, Skaz, I believe, tonight. I shouldn't say they're on the clock. They have pick number 10 tonight. Did you see? I just saw everyone's heads just move. Why don't we take a break? We'll get back on clock, and then we'll talk to Noa Dalzell in a little bit here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on
10th pick tonight. In the second round of the draft, it is now a 2-night draft. A couple of names off the board. Bruce Thornton, Richie Saunders of BYU. Isaiah Evans is off the board. I know some people are interested in him potentially being available. And Malik Thomas just off the board. So the Celtics about 6 picks away. And joining us right now on 98.5 The Sports Hub is Noa Dalzell. You can check out all her work at CLNS, Celtics blog. She's doing podcasts everywhere, and she joins us from, I believe, the Arbeck Center. I know you guys were there last night. Noah, how are you tonight?
I'm good. Thanks so much for having me. We're home tonight watching on TV like everybody. We did hear from Brad Stevens at the Arbeck Center yesterday.
Yeah, and that's enough now. They're like, all right, everybody go home.
Yeah, they're like, get out of here.
It's the second round. Well, we have many of our listeners have been like, where's Noah? Where's Noah? And I know you're enjoying your summer, and now we're back to work tonight. But before we get into what pick they could make tonight, what were your thoughts just yesterday on everything with, the fallout from the Giannis, the trade, and Jaylen Brown, and, Sham saying things today, and Windhorst saying things just a little while ago before the draft? Like, what is Noa Dalzell's feelings on what's going on with the Boston Celtics right now?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question. And honestly, I think, I try not to be inflammatory in my takes and all that, but I don't see a world where Jaylen Brown is back on this team next year. And I never would have thought that I'd be saying that. If we had done this a week ago, I would not have had this stance. And unpredictable things happen all the time in the NBA, and relationships can be mended and directions can change. But I know Brad Stevens pretty well, and I've sat through many Brad Stevens press conferences. And the last thing that I expected is for him to not provide some clear assurance that Jaylen is fully an important part of this team moving forward. And so I was starting to feel like, okay, they clearly firmly offered him for Giannis, but maybe that's just an isolated thing where it's, this is a Hall of Fame player. You want to go get, try your best to go get that guy. But I don't feel like it was just for the Giannis thing. I have a sense that there's more here than maybe we even know right now. And I expect at some point in the next few weeks for a trade to occur unless something drastic happens here.
No, what do you think? Why do you think he's not long for the Celtics? I'll give you a couple scenarios, but is it the money? The fact that he has 3 years remaining, I think the Celtics like that deal because they signed that deal. I don't know if they like the extension. That's where I'm at on it. Do you think it's the fact that now it's the second time they've publicly put him in a trade discussion?
Honestly, this is just me speculating. I don't think the $70 million 2-year, $140 million 2-year extension is why he would request a trade right now or would end the relationship right now. He has 3 years left on his deal. He's being paid handsomely. Of course, it's something that he'll want come July, but that does not feel like a relationship-ending thing. He said on his stream last month, if it was up to me, I would be in Boston for the next 10 years. So I don't think he's unhappy here. He just wants to mix it up for no good reason. I think there's a very realistic situation where he knows he was offered for Giannis. This is not trade rumors or discussions. This is a firm offer, right? That's what Shams reported, and by all indications, it's an accurate report. I wouldn't be surprised if Jaylen walked away, from those conversations and from that firm reporting and said, hey, I'm coming off of the best season of my career. I won Finals MVP 2 years ago. I've been one of the best players on this team for a decade, and I continue to find myself in this position where I'm on the trading block. And I know Jaylen, right? This is not somebody who is just no skin off his back. He takes these things personally, and he's used them to be better and to be fueled and all that. So it's possible that simply being included in the discussions for Giannis was kind of a last straw. It's also possible that him and Brad talked about the direction of the franchise over the next few years, and they have a really good relationship, and Brad made it very clear they've communicated pretty consistently since the season ended. And maybe Jaylen wants to be the guy and be the number one guy and wants a scenery change, and his heart has changed since he made that public proclamation that he wants to stay in Boston. So I don't know. I'm sure we'll learn. I'm sure we'll have more conversations and more reporting and all of that. But I would have to think that some of this is coming from Jaylen's side. because there's just no reason to make a desperate move. And again, nothing's happened yet, and maybe they keep him, and this whole thing is kind of an overreaction. But with the way everybody's kind of talking behind the scenes and the way that Brad was sitting at the podium yesterday, I get the sense that it's not just coming from Boston's end, that perhaps Jaylen wants a new scene as well.
All right. I know you tweeted about this, but Jaylen Brown is in Cannes, I believe. Is Jason Tatum there too? I don't know. I feel like I saw something on that.
People in my mentions were saying that. I don't know. I don't even know what this event is, to be honest.
Okay, me either. And I think, Skaz, didn't you say there's some sort of event going on over there or whatever? He mentioned it to me off the air. But just, I think I feel what you're saying. Maybe this is being steered a little bit more by the player, and maybe they're trying to do a solid for the player here. Like it's happened before where they, Brad Marchand, just across sports, they sent him to Florida and he won a championship, right? They put him in a good situation. Yeah. He made a lot of money. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't want to speculate it, but has anything really been positive regarding the Jaylen Brown trade scenario? I mean, even Jason Tatum's catching strays now, right? As, hey, how come he's not sticking up for him?
Which I think is ridiculous, and I'm glad you brought that up, because in what world is Jason Tatum going to go online right now or do an interview about something that's privately happening between Jaylen and Brad and the organization? We don't know if, for all we know, Jaylen wants out, right? Or for all we know, this is something that Jason has no idea what's going on. From everything that I know about Jason Tatum, he's not one of those star players that's sitting in the GM office, deciding what the next move is going to be. So the expectation that he'd be publicly discussing something that really no stars in the NBA do. That's not a common practice. I don't know where that came from. I think it's just part of this fixation around their relationship that the media has, which I understand where that comes from. And, I'm sure we've all kind of fed into it at times, but right now he's not a part of the conversation in my eyes. It's just a question of, what does Jaylen want? What do the Celtics want? And the big thing for me is, are there good trade packages out there? Because I would have to imagine that if they put him in an offer for Giannis, they knew that there was also a real chance that Miami was going to secure that acquisition, right? Everybody knew there was two teams in the running. And so they didn't budge. They didn't want to add Ugo and Baylor and all these additional picks. And so what was the alternative, right? It's not like they're going to be completely blindsided that they didn't get Giannis and now we're stuck with an angry Jaylen and we didn't consider that, right? That was something that they planned for. So that's what I'm the most curious to see is if they do move him, what else is out there? Because I've heard that he has really high trade value right now and that it's much higher than it was, a year ago at this time. But we won't know for sure until a move happens.
All right, we'll talk about Noa Dalzell. The second round is underway, and the Celtics will pick shortly. I'll let you go here in a little bit here, Noah, for that. But looks like Trayvon Brazile off the clock. Another guy with a lot who could lob. You could lob it up to that guy, and he can dunk. Just wanted to get into last night and the Celtics pick. I'm a big fan of this kid at Houston. He was coached really hard. And is it Senek or Senak? Is it Chris Senek? Is that how you say it?
It's Senak, I think.
Senak, okay.
I was looking up some Houston videos.
I think he can play right away. And listen, I'm not a scout, whatever. This kid's tough, and he's one of the best. He can rebound, but he is this tip back guy. He tips so many balls back. I think he can play right away. I actually think, although he was a freshman, and I know I hear a lot about Amari Williams, who's older. I don't know. I think he can play, and I personally think they got a really good player here at 27 that, if you look at his freshman class, was one of the top 6 guys in there and was the number 1 center. I don't know. Brad seems to know what he's doing here. I like the pick just in general because he was coached hard in college.
Yeah, I like the pick, and honestly, I don't watch a ton of college. I always preface my opinions on the draft selections with that. But one thing that I've learned is that the primary thing that the Celtics do is make sure that they bring in guys that have good character, good work ethic, that are very coachable. And you've seen that with Baylor, with Ugo, with Luka Garza, with really all the fringe or role players that they've brought in over the last few years. They've all kind of punched above their weight, right? And they've all been a big reason why this team has been able to win games that maybe last year they really shouldn't have. And so, yeah, this guy seems like he has a high motor, very athletic, very, a 7'5" wingspan. That's something else that they look for is guys that have the length and kind of the intangibles. And everything that I've heard about him, I talked to some people that covered him in Houston. Like, this is just a great guy, very coachable, hard worker, very, I love that line that Calvin Sampson had about, you never see an ounce of bad body language from him. Mm-hmm. I think you kind of learn a lot about a person from those kinds of things. So I would be surprised if he played in year one. Brad kind of said that yesterday too. He was like, we hope we're going to be good enough that an 18, 19-year-old can't make, their way into the rotation. Yep. But I think they thought that Ugo was not going to play last year. Like, they really didn't expect him to end up playing 15 minutes a night and at times far more than that, right? So I'm curious to see. I mean, I'll be out there for the entirety of Summer League, and certainly he's kind of at the top of the list for me as far as figuring out what this guy can bring to the team. And most importantly, I just wanted them to get another big, because every year I look at the bigs and I'm like, okay, who are they going to get? And then they draft a wing, and I'm like, we have enough wings. Like, we need a big. So I'm glad that there's some roster balancing now.
Just my opinion on the kid, he is a big. He's probably he needs to maybe gain a little bit of weight, but I think he would be an impactful rebounder, especially on the offensive end. But, hey, I can't wait for Summer League, because if he can follow up on some of those three-point shots that they're taking, it will be great for him. Just finally, the pick will be coming up shortly. Two bigs have now gone off the board. Bubba Miller from Cincinnati, he goes to the Clippers. Thunder's around the. Do you think they go after another big, or do they look for some sort of playmaker or even a shooter like Ryan Conwell out of Louisville?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I wouldn't even be surprised if they traded back, or if they did that. They've done that a couple times now, where they trade back and acquire more picks. Brad said the two needs that they have now is like one more kind of quick eye in the perimeter and a little bit more front court depth. Because of how young Sinak is and the fact that he is kind of viewed as a more developmental prospect, I wouldn't mind them just grabbing another front court player, kind of like how the Spurs drafted two bigs in the first round, knowing like, okay, one guy's injured and so we have insurance with the other. Like, I like doing that because you just don't know who's going to pan out. So that could play, but also, I don't know what Sam Hauser's future holds. It's never a bad idea to get the next great shooter in the mix. So I guess we'll see. But either of these selections, like anybody in the second round is probably spending their first, year, maybe 2 years in Maine on a two-way contract. So it's not anybody that's probably going to impact the team right away.
Yep. They love shooters, though. They're all available. And I'm always interested in the European kids. Jack Cahill is another kid out of Germany. Would be very interested. I think he committed to Gonzaga and then ended up moving on. So, all right, Noah, we'll get back to work. Thank you for joining us here, and we'll catch up probably during Summer League at some point.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you for being flexible. Appreciate it. It's Noa Dalzell, everybody, and she's covering everything. And go check out their podcast, CLNS, all that. All right. Well, the Celtics pick will be coming up shortly. Let's get the hourly out of the way, which is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You can save 15% off your next draft or oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I love the picks. So although it's the second round and some people don't care about it, I still think there's talent there, Skess. And maybe I've watched a few of these guys. Henri Visar is still available, Skaz. He's that big from North Carolina. Again, I hate North Carolina bigs. But he's right there. And he's 7 foot tall. And you can't teach that. We'll go to break. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on The Sports Hub.
And my guy George over at Apex. You guys got a big watch party happening. What's up, George?
Joe, what's going on, brother? How are you?
How you doing? What's going on at Apex Entertainment in Marlboro?
Yeah, man, we're super excited. We're a couple days away. We got a pretty cool watch party with France and Norway. Some of the best, Mbappe is one of the best soccer players to ever live. So to be able to watch him and celebrate, I think it's pretty awesome. My buddy Nick D'Angelo over at Boston Beer, we kind of put this together a couple months back, and I'm super pumped that it's finally here. We got some really cool raffle prizes. Boston Bear, Sam Adams, Truly, sponsored by Truly, but they'll all be there giving, prizes away and a Boston prize pack with some tickets to a Red Sox game, maybe a brewery tour. Just a really cool opportunity to come in, hang out at Apex, do some bowling, maybe throw some axes afterwards, but, watch good soccer.
You guys had any Scots come through there?
We had a couple the other day, and it was pretty cool. Where I am in Easton, in Mansfield, in the area that I live in here, they coned a couple of the statues around both of the towns, so it was pretty big news.
Nice, man. So Apex, 50,000 square feet of pure fun. One of my
over 150,000 square feet of pure fun. Not to interrupt, I apologize.
No, are you growing?
Yeah, every day.
You're always growing. Hey, remember that big burger that we had? What was that called?
Dude, so we had single, double, triple, and a quadruple patty burger with like a pickle cream sauce and some. It was fried pickles and some onions on it, like crispy onions. It was awesome. But speaking of Burger Show, we are launching literally on Friday the adult kind of. I know I can't. I don't know if I get in trouble using this word, but Happy Meal. So you're going to come and be able to order the box, and it's a burger and fries, and you get to choose between a Truly, a Sun Cruiser, or a High Noon, and it's like an adult Happy Meal.
Whoa.
Yeah, and you get a prize from, respectfully, you can get some sunglasses from High Noon or a signature Sun Cruiser duck, only, found at Apex Entertainment, but pretty pumped about it.
If you were to get a wrestling Happy Meal, what would you want your wrestling Happy Meal to be?
Oh man, Joe, that's a whole show we could do on that. Your first prize out would be like a pair of like Yeet sunglasses.
Oh, Yeet
sunglasses.
Yeet sunglasses. Right? Yep.
And then
maybe
the Ultimate Warrior bicep bands.
I was going to say
you could tie off.
I was going to say Slim Jims.
Oh, you could snap into it big time. Yeah.
Yep. Maybe a paper belt. Or like
I love that. We'll see. We'll see if we can work on that.
Or a King of the Ring, like crown,
I love it. I love all that.
That's great. So this is all going down on Friday in Marlboro at Apex Entertainment.
Yeah, Friday 3 to 6.
I'm going to be in Marlboro this weekend for a big card show. So
yeah, I'll see you on Saturday. I'm super excited.
All right. Well, I'm going to see you, but on Friday though, when does this all go down again?
So we're 3 to 6. On Friday. Obviously, anybody can come in. Our summer hours just kicked off, so we open at noon every single day, especially during the week now. And we'll be in the main bowling area with Sam Adams, and then I think afterwards I'm probably going to go upstairs. I don't know if I can give it a plug quick, but we just opened up Apex Axes. And it's very exciting to go up there and to check that out. It's 7 digital axe bays with like 15 different games on each bay, and you're just throwing quality axe at good wood, and you can get a drink, get a signature menu up there, exclusive to the axe throwing area. It's pretty neat.
Wow, I could throw a good axe, man. Just get the anger out, Just get up there. All right. Well, I might stop by on Friday then. How about that? How's that?
Always welcome. You know that.
How's that sound? I might, so people can
come
there.
I love it.
They can. Maybe I'll make the Joe Happy Meal, which.
We could do the McMurray burger.
Oh,
we could make one of those.
Oh, don't get me going.
We'll have one ready. If you call me, it'll be ready by the time you get there. You're going to be right behind us.
Yes,
at the card show. We can make that happen.
And my drink of choice is a Arnold Palmer. But maybe we could make our own version of one, like
I like that.
Half Truly, half Sun Cruiser, half. I don't know if they want us mixing them all, but I will put it all in one bucket if I have to, George.
I love it, and you can buy. We just got these things from High Noon too. Not to be an absolute plug machine, but you can do like an ultimate bucket where you can get like, obviously in Massachusetts, you got to get 2 drinks per person, but I have these giant buckets that were distributed by High Noon. So 6 people on the lanes, you could all order 2 High Noons and I could deliver it to you in this giant bathtub filled with, ice cold High Noons.
I would like that. I feel like I should, next time I see you, we should play the song. It's just the plug machine. His name is George over at Apex. He's just the plug machine. I'm kidding. I love you. You know that. But you know what, George? Nobody would know what was going on if you didn't call. Besides the ads that we're running. Brand. Besides the ads that you can hear my voice on. I'm cool about it. So, hey, have you ever seen Holland, what he looks like, dude? He's like 6'4", and he's massive with a ponytail, and he flies around everywhere.
Yeah.
Are you in on the World Cup yet? Have you been watching?
Yeah. So, I got to tell you, business has been great because of it, and traffic on my ride home on 495 has not been too bad. So, as long as everybody has a good time,
But hey, listen, we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time.
Just for a good time.
All right, Apex Watch Party this Friday. The doors open at noon, but it's from 3 to 6. And hey, you might even see me there.
Joe, always welcome. Thanks so much for letting me come on and talk about it. We'll see everybody at Apex Entertainment 3 to 6 for the watch party on Friday.
You got it, George. We'll see you this weekend, buddy. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, bud. There's George. Yeah, were we there for that, Skaz, when me and George were just eating burgers on the air?
I mean, which time?
Well, there's that, and then there's I like that Happy Meal idea, by the way. Maybe we'll ask Riley what her Live Free or Rye Happy Meal would be later. Teaser, but she went to the North Shore today, where I live and I vacation at. And let's just say that she might have saw something that was greasy. All right, we'll hit the headline here. I'm Joe Murray. The NBA draft. The Celtics are on the clock. Why don't we do the pick first, Gaz? Then we'll do in or out and have all that fun stuff here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. So we'll do that. And I'm sorry for the people that just missed our little segment there in the breaking news on YouTube. But the Celtics have made a selection here in the second round, and they have drafted Dylan Mitchell out of St. John's. Super athletic guy, 6'8", good defensively. He is not really an offensive player. He does not have a jump shot. He played at 3 different schools. I would say high energy role player would be my prediction for him. An athlete, scores because of his defense. There were some other names that were on the board that I may have liked a little earlier. The pick before them was Jack Cahill. He's who I liked out of Germany. This is an athlete, kid that can probably fit in somewhere. I don't have a lot of upside for this player. And he really can't shoot. So we'll see what they did with that one. They went with him over Vasir, who was available, a 7-footer. And you can only offer a 2-way. So if you draft some of these other guys, you might have to give them a guarantee deal. The Celtics already have 15 roster players. So they missed out on a couple of guys here, but I think it came down to the 2-way versus 1-way player situation here. That's why I think they drafted this guy. And he's a role player. I don't have a lot of expectations, but an athlete who's been well coached. I don't have a lot of upside. But the fact is, he does not have a jump shot, and he played 4 real years of college. I don't love the picks, guys. But I want to be realistic of why they did it.
Because they're going to cut him.
And they're not going to offer him a 2-way contract, right? Are they going to offer this guy? Like, that's what I'm saying. If you draft Vasir, right, you have to give him a contract.
I almost wonder if guys start going undrafted.
Because of that. Exactly. But they're going to take a shot on him.
Where's Jake Seymour when you need him to fix the NBA?
But this kid is going to he'll help like at Vegas, right? He'll help probably.
He's going to play a lot of minutes in Vegas.
He'll play in Vegas. He'll probably be on the Celtics main team, but without a contract. And maybe he fits into a contract. I don't know. Maybe he's one of those 10. Maybe they look at him as maybe a 10-day contract guy late in the season. So here we are breaking down second-round picks. I didn't really have this on my I don't want to use the word bingo card anymore, but I want to be realistic about what they drafted. This kid's not signing.
I just got a text from our draft expert, Kyle Irving, who covers the NBA draft in all things NBA for Underdog. Texted, Dylan Mitchell is Jordan Walsh 2.0. Awesome defender, great athlete, can't shoot for S.
Does that what we
I would
tried to
say
say
you're
that,
pretty spot on, Joe Murray.
And again, like I only know him because St. John's went on that huge run,
and
right?
No one on that team could shoot.
He was a great athlete, though, I will tell you. And Walsh is turning into a player. I don't know if he's going to be.
Yeah, but Jordan Walsh is probably younger than this guy still.
Yep, you're right. You're right. Like, that's the upside for Walsh, right? Is that Walsh is probably $5 million this year, $6 million because of his,
something like that. Yeah,
first round pick, right? He gets big money. The difference between Sanak and Mitchell, Sanak was a freshman last year who got his ass chewed out by Kelvin Sampson every single night, but rebounded like no one's business. Like, dude,
he's a legit rebounder.
Everyone, we haven't really talked about tonight. Everyone says, "Oh yeah, he's not going to play this year." Am I the only one who thinks he will?
He certainly could. You see any other big men on their roster, Joe?
Well, I mean, they probably have, like, Amari Williams, I think, can play screen.
He's 7'2" now.
Yeah, that's right. He's grown. What I'm saying about Amari Williams is you can put Amari Williams on the court, and he can screen, he can rebound, and he can pass. Does he have any offensive game? No. And they wanted him to be what Al Horford was, right? A guy that you could throw the ball into at the foul line and then find an open guy for a shot. I get why Amari Williams is on the team.
We have a little bit of NBA.
Yes, I just saw that. Yeah, why don't we?
You think it's breaking news?
Yeah, you know why? Because it's somebody that people wanted the Celtics to get.
This is breaking sports news, powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Beef Stewart. The Pistons are trading Isaiah Stewart to the Grizzlies for 3 future second-round picks. It clears salary cap space. Ooh. Could they be interested in potentially Jaylen Brown? Would the Celtics trade Jaylen Brown to Detroit?
For what? What the hell do they have that you want?
Well, I wanted this guy.
That'd be an awful trade.
Yeah, there's nothing there. With 3 teamers.
They have
They have cap space. How about that? They have cap space.
Yeah, they're going to add another guy who can't shoot.
Well, Jaylen can shoot. Come on.
Yeah, he can drive to that's what Cade can do. I mean, talk about redundancy.
You're right. I'm just floating everybody out as you're a Jaylen Brown
I'll
candidate.
take Duren for him. You want to do that?
No, you're a Jaylen Brown candidate. Ooh, Jalen Duren? Well, they're not giving up on him already, are they?
No, he's 22.
It is one all-star for another, right? Isn't that the idea? Like if you float, okay, this is now an activity sketch. Here we go. Let's do this. Let's have fun. All right. Do you want to have fun? Everybody, isn't it Jaylen Brown's? It's a bidding war, right? Isn't that what the report was? Bidding war for Jaylen Brown. Let's just go around it. What does Brooklyn have? What does Brooklyn have?
Nothing.
Okay.
You want Julius Randle, Joe?
Well, no. Well,
no,
not for Jaylen Brown. The Knicks, you're not doing it. How about the 76ers? You dealing with them? You was a Joel Embiid straight up for, would you do that?
I'm sure with Maxey and Edgecombe, it'll fit right in over there. No redundancy there at all.
Okay, great. Toronto.
Scotty Barnes?
I'd be interested.
They're not trading you Scotty Barnes.
I'd be interested.
Yeah, they're not.
Bulls.
I'd take Caleb Wilson for him.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Cavs, we already, Mobley.
You tried to, get half their roster for him.
So the Pistons we're done with. How about the Pacers?
No. Well, choose your guy over there. Macklemore? No, he's in Los Angeles now, right?
Matherin's gone. All those cards are gone, too. Bucks, not happening. Hawks.
Maybe. Onyeka Okongwu. Great package down there. Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
From there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they get the kid Johnson, right?
Sure. He hasn't been in trade rumors forever.
What about Charlotte Hornets? Can you get Kneppel?
Sure. Why not? Yep, they're going to trade you the rookie of the year, basically.
Miller, Kneppel, give them all.
You want Lonzo,
I mean, they just
LaMelo,
built,
I should say. You want LaMelo?
Yes, I do. They just built the whole team. Why not just give it up for Jaylen Brown? Let's just keep going around the NBA. Orlando. What would you want from Orlando? You want Paolo?
I mean, I'd take him. They're not going to give him to you. He can learn how to shoot, too, though.
Jalen for Paolo.
One of the more inefficient players in the NBA, Paolo, unfortunately.
He's so big.
He's huge.
He's like, is he growing out?
He's just not great at basketball for some reason, which is very frustrating.
Wizards. Oh, Anthony Davis, guys. Somebody last night I didn't say it, but people kept sending that to me last night.
Yeah, I don't know. The same people that want to trade for Anthony Davis have not been doing too well lately, Joe, from what I've been hearing. Some would say the worst.
It's stuck in the studio a little too long.
Sure. I mean, some would say not long enough, but who knows?
How about Denver? What's Denver have?
Your guy, Jamal Murray, Joe.
Would you do a swap, Jalen?
No.
Not me either. Okay, thank you. Let's just keep going around the room. Minnesota Timberwolves.
I'll take Ant, please.
You wouldn't take Nas?
No. They're not giving. No.
Nas and
what? Gobert?
The Soimu.
Yeah, they just gave him a contract.
The Thunder. How about the Thunder?
Would
you take Chet?
Sure, why not? Yeah, he had a great playoffs.
Would you take him for Jalen?
Probably, yeah.
Me too. That would not go over well here.
Why would they? Why would Oklahoma City do that?
Well, they get out of Chet. And they
what? And they get an aging guy that plays the same position as their 2-time MVP?
Never mind. Portland Trailblazers. Would you want Shaedon Sharpe or Scoot?
Scoot? Oh, man.
No, I'm out on Scoot now.
Yeah, I know. You have a problem with Scoot after a couple of late game smelliness there.
You know I called it that night.
Oh, Joe, it was one of the it was rotten seafood. It was hot trash on the sidewalk. It was
so
blatant.
true.
Yeah.
It was so true. Utah. Walker Kessler?
I mean, he's a free agent, but I think.
Well, you could do a signing trade,
Sure,
right?
sure. Yeah, Jaylen for Walker Kessler straight up.
Would you do it?
Ace Bailey. Who else can we get from them? Ace Bailey was awful last year for long stretches.
Would you do Ace Bailey and Walker Kessler for Jaylen Brown?
No.
Me either.
You want to give me Darren Peterson? Okay, let's have a conversation.
Darren Peterson.
They're not, dude. Danny's not giving you Darren Peterson.
Golden State Warriors.
Well, you want Jimmy Butler?
Do you?
No. Perennial loser.
This guy's
most overrated player of his generation.
Would you do Kawhi Leonard for Jaylen Brown?
No. He's too old and he's not out there enough. I think their best route forward is to keep Jaylen Brown and to move other pieces.
Me too, but I want to do the exercise so we don't get more calls. Okay? Just with the Clippers.
What about Jokic? We didn't mention him. Would you trade him for Jaylen?
Jokic is going to get like $80 million, isn't he?
So I heard someone say they wouldn't trade Jalen Brunson for Jokic. So
Wait. I would trade Jaylen Brown for Jokic. Let's just get that out of the way.
Someone said they wouldn't trade Jalen Brunson for him. So
what's this contract for Jokic that's coming up?
Oh, he's going to get
$80 million a year,
but
right?
Yeah, ish ballpark.
Tatum and Jokic. I don't care who else is on the team. Yeah, you could. This kid they just drafted, he can play with that.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Go ahead.
Where's your guy Shulga at? He can get out there.
Max Shulga. He's a baller. Wait. Real quick. They're not trading Jokic.
No.
They're not trading.
Stan Kroenke is winning.
What would the deal be, Murray and for Brown and
who knows?
Yeah, it would work. All right, just continuing the activity here because that's
a root canal.
It's not going well right now for me. How about the Lakers? Austin Reeves?
He's younger. They're not doing that.
He's big. He's just not as good. Phoenix. What do they have?
You want Devin Booker, Joe?
Not for Jaylen. I think he sucks, Devin Booker.
He doesn't suck.
You talked about
he was very good in the Olympics.
Do I think Devin Booker's better than Donovan Mitchell? I do.
Much.
I do. But who has less important stats than Booker?
Yeah, I mean he's right up there. He's on the Luka, plan.
If we look at Sacramento, I like Domantas Sabonis. Do I think that they could trade their trade exception in Sam Hauser for Sabonis? Why would Sacramento do that?
Why would Sacramento do anything?
It's not Jaylen.
They're Sacramento.
What I'm saying is, if you want Sabonis, you can do it without Jaylen. I know the money is there, but no. Dallas. Do you want Klay Thompson?
No.
Do you want Kyrie Irving?
No, certainly not.
Do you want Gafford?
Nope.
They're not doing Cooper Flagg, so they're out. Then here comes the Houston Rockets. Would you do Amen Thompson and Şengün? See, I would.
If you're getting Thompson and Şengün, you could probably convince me of it, but I still don't. I don't
love the deal.
No, I think Şengün is brutal to watch.
Oh, I like his game though.
He doesn't play defense.
European player, all offense, no defense.
He's like less than zero defense.
He's what?
If you thought Vucevic was bad, he's a worse defender.
Just about to say that.
And he looks worse out there doing it, if you can imagine that. He's younger and more athletic and somehow looks worse.
Şengün, though, at least.
Udoka didn't try and protect him at all either.
Şengün at least is what they're looking for, right? A big that can score. His defense is bad.
Oh, it's bad.
Well, they don't play defense in the Western Conference.
Well, depends on the Spurs and OKC certainly play defense.
Everyone else doesn't. Memphis. Ja Morant?
No, thanks.
No. Like New Orleans. Would Dejounte Murray and Trey Burke?
Then what? You're putting your franchise on the back of two guys coming off Achilles injuries with Dejounte Murray and Tatum? Don't love that.
They're friends. I know that, but and that's what I'm saying. Shouldn't you be able to get those guys without giving up Jaylen? Yes. And then the last team is the Spurs. Are the Spurs? So would I take a Bryant, Vassell in picks? You're losing the deal. Like, you have to ask for Dylan Harper. They're not doing it.
You're not getting him.
Okay.
He's probably better than Jaylen Brown right now.
You can probably ask for Castle. Like, would you do Castle?
And he idolizes Tatum.
Castle, Bryant.
I just think if you're the Spurs, why do that? Why take on Jaylen Brown's money? There's no need for you to do that.
When you have to do all
exactly.
the other guys. We just went around the entire NBA. What makes sense, guess?
Keeping Jaylen Brown and trading Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard, and Derek White.
Thank you. What is she eating back there?
An apple. She's looking for a dongle.
Oh, well, I can get you one. Somebody laughed at the word dongle. Did it get fixed over there, the headphones?
It's, yeah. Everything's
I saw Jake working with it earlier. So we just did an exercise, Skaz. Can we call that the fastest 20 minutes in sports?
Certainly didn't feel too fast, Joe.
There's no team. There's nothing. We just did 29 teams. 29. Houston sounded okay, but there's no defense.
Yeah, and you were never getting into this draft. You were never getting into the top 5 of this draft, so that was a pipe dream. It was Atlanta at 8 last night, and once they made their pick, I think it was over. Jaylen Brown is here for the season.
I apologize for anyone that didn't like that segment, but I am not sorry. No, for real. Who else in this town would literally discuss every single team in a trade that you want for Jaylen Brown? So now I ask again. It is best for Jaylen to stay. I think Noah was on to something, dude. I think she made it as I'm not saying she said it. She felt or paraphrased or maybe thought that maybe it's Jaylen who's ready to move on. But he's always said he wanted to stay here. So, what is it?
Now, Jake brings up the point, because I'm kind of in your camp, Joe, that I think Jaylen Brown is the ultimate competitor. Like, that's who he portrays himself to be, wants to win titles, all that stuff. Don't you think it's kind of a hit if he is actively trying to get out? Or do you think that he has free range to ask for that because of how he's been dangled, in trades for the Celtics? I think he has every right to ask for out if he wants to, but if he truly wants to win, I still think the best option forward is him and Tatum together. But I just don't know if Jaylen Brown feels that way.
I agree with you.
And I do think he's been kind of, railroaded. That Stephen A. Smith, victim thing, I'm still hung up on that.
Me too. Man, my head hurts after that exercise. You ever have an exercise and you just my head hurts? There's nobody I want besides Jaylen Brown. And that's not because we're the Celtic home of the Celtics or as some people call us green teamers, guys. There is no winning trade for Jaylen Brown. How about that for a headline? There's no winning trade for Jaylen Brown. The only win is for Jaylen, who doesn't want to be here anymore. Yeah,
if he gets paid, that's the win. We think. That's speculation as well.
And we just talked to Noah, who said she doesn't think it's about the money. You know what? 50 million versus 70 million. Is it a real difference in the league? To you, is it real difference? To the owners, it is. To the owners, it is.
$20 million is a ton of money.
And if they trade him, he gets the kicker. Which I think we looked up was 20. I did the math.
How do I get one of those, Joe? Oh.
If they move you to the midday show?
Just for the day, I get,
and you get
free lunch. Call me a lunch.
No, you get a 2.5% raise.
Well, let's not get crazy.
And you have access to the cafeteria.
Oh, no, yes, yeah.
Because right now you don't have access to the cafeteria.
Well, long gone by the time we get here.
And the parking situation's a little better at night.
A little, Joe. It's a ghost town. What are you talking about?
See, Riley doesn't know about that.
Well, she's never seen it during the day.
She's
yeah.
never seen
She
the
doesn't. She thinks we're the only people that work in this building, Joe.
Yeah.
That's all she ever sees.
That's literally. Sometimes I have to park on the first floor, which is also busy. We also have another side of the building that you can park at, but then you have to walk far, and no one wants to do that. But have you ever been to the cafeteria when it's been open here?
Oh yeah, I've gotten food here. Pretty good.
It's very good.
Yeah, great.
Great views too of the city.
Yeah.
They have a foosball machine down
No,
there.
I haven't seen that.
They have a salad bar too. Not my thing, but you know. All right, round 2. Oh, when is the All-Star break again for baseball? We're doing.
Joe, I think the Red Sox started tonight. I think their All-Star break.
So
if you ask me.
Today's Wednesday, June 24th.
Craig Breslow have a job on July 4th, Joe.
What was my date?
Well, wasn't it for Roman Anthony and Crochet?
June 28th was my.
It was. That was your drop dead.
And it's 14 tonight. Let's do that next. We missed in or out.
Yeah, we could get to it if we need it.
If we need it later.
Yeah, keep it in
We
the
will
holster.
do live free or rye later.
Yeah, she's got some Gloucester talk.
Dude, I got a lobster roll last week from Jeff's Variety. Kevin made it. I met Jeff himself, by the way. Here I am plugging Jeff's Variety, and it's a great Keno little lottery store. Imagine playing Keno and lottery and scratch tickets, and you can get a lobster roll at the same time.
Man, what's better than that, Joe?
And dude, they got a goblet sub that you wouldn't believe. Anyways, I had must have been 2 pounds of lobster, and it was incredible. Does she like lobster? You like lobster? Hot buttered or cold? Doesn't
hot buttered.
Okay, let's go to break. People want to talk to us, so let's do that. And the Red Sox lost. We'll do that next on the Sports Zone.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray.
I know the morning show gets like 700 to 1,000, so I'll bend the knee to them. Plus, I don't know how many people are at their work desk in the morning and not at night. But the show is growing, so thank you, everybody, for watching the show. You can go to youtube.com, search 98.5 The Sports Hub, and just watch right there, and you can chat in. Somebody named Tommy Boy. Hello, Tommy Boy. Alexander Brown. Hello, sir. John, I've never seen you before, so thank you. Ryan and Malden's in there dropping Madones everywhere. He's ready for fireworks. King Putt. I've never heard of him before. Hello. Wallafan. Or is that Willafan? Hector is in there. Hello, Hector. I've never met you before either. Gabe is in there yelling at everybody, which he always has fun doing. No Cap is in there. Unless we get Donovan Mitchell or Devin Booker or Jamal Murray or Ant for Jaylen. No thanks. Keep him. There's a lot of people in there. Somebody wants Cooper Flag. We can't do that. Someone said Carmelo Anthony. No thank you. If the Houston Rockets are willing to trade, we'll look at it. Everybody likes Amen Thompson. I do too. Also a guy that's more of a defender than a scorer. But he is a good player. And then there's green teamers that are telling me, Skaz, that they think that Dylan Mitchell is a good player and will get a two-way contract. Maybe that is the case. Our very own street team Joe has checked in regarding Mr. Gabriel.
Yeah, he's an expert, obviously.
Mr. Mitchell, excuse me. I keep calling him Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Mitchell.
Dylan Mitchell. He goes, Mitchell has the ugliest jumper. I'm so out. He does. Listen, this kid Mitchell, by the way, if you watched him, he was kind of a dog. Like when I say a dog, he's got no ability, so all he has is
a Gruden grinder.
He's a dog. He is
grinder.
He can't shoot.
Joe, he's a second-round pick in the NBA. We've already spent too much time on him.
Okay. I'm just letting people know. Don't tell me my analysis. If you want my analysis, he's a great athlete and defender who can't shoot, and they're not going to give him a contract. And hopefully he plays in Maine and might get a 10-day contract if they need him. They passed on other players that may have wanted two-way contracts. Is that pretty much the analysis there, Skaz?
Yes.
Bryce Hopkins just got selected by Denver. Where did he go to school, Skaz?
Where's street team Joe when you need him?
St. John's. Did he went to Providence too, right?
Yes, that was a big deal, I believe.
So for me, he can play on the Denver Nuggets. Surprised the Celtics passed on him. Maybe they had to give him a two-way contract. This is my whole point. Who was the guy they drafted? Antoine?
He's a 6'6" like wing, though. They don't need him. I mean,
who's the kid the Celtics drafted from Gonzaga like a year or two ago? Antoine. He could play. He's in the NBA still. But the problem was they cut him. They cut him because they didn't want to give him a contract.
Anton Watson.
Good. Actually, he's still in the league. He's playing. He's but someone has to give him a contract is the whole point.
He's on the South Bay Lakers.
Oh, so he got signed by the Lakers. But he's playing for their G League. So he might not even have a contract. My point is, with the luxury tax, the Celtics already have 15 players anyways.
Yeah. Too much time.
I've wasted enough. I've wasted enough time. Another one. He'll get a two-way. Celtics can live with limited offense, but they need more size, defense, and athleticism. Everyone really, really knows what's going on with the Celtics, huh? Brett Siegel. Henry Visier. Is it? Oh, no, it's Visar, right? Visar?
Yes.
His agency is guiding him to a certain team, and teams before them are willing to pass on him. He has a promise later in the draft. Is that tampering?
Yes. He's also not good enough for... I mean, he's a fine big, but yeah.
7-footers.
He can shoot, but he's probably going to get cooked defensively. And by probably, I mean definitely.
Skaz, I made a rundown today, which I don't think I've even looked at once. But I did have this as a talking point today, and I wanted to get your opinion on it. Actually, I would like to play the audio if we can. If you look at the 820 section, it's 942. But if you look at the 820 section of our rundown today, you know who Seth Greenberg is, right? He's a bald guy, talking head.
There's a lot of those, Joe.
I actually kind of like his analysis overall. This one, though. Well, Seth Greenberg is just, he must be trying to make a take.
Oh, man. Yeah, this guy.
You know who he is.
He's terrible. This guy stinks.
I will tell you, I generally...
What was he, a good college basketball coach in the coach, I should say, in the early 2000s?
I do like him on the broadcast. Like him and Robbie Hummel. They need Hummel.
Hummel's all right. He's pretty good.
But would they pair them together? Because they need one that's a talking head hot take guy, and they need another that's an analysis, right? An analyst. Well, can we play what Seth Greenberg said today? And it sounds like now people are blaming Jason Tatum because he hasn't come out in defense of Jaylen Brown. But this one, I think we should let our listeners
Jason
hear.
Tatum.
Yeah.
Like, Jason Tatum needs – like, Brad Stevens said what he needed to say. And you know what? I think Jason Tatum needs to step up and say, that's my dude. We won a championship. We're going to try to run it back one more time. I don't know if that's his role, but I do know one thing. Brad Stevens realized they can't make a trade to get someone close to as good as Jaylen Brown, offensively, defensively, and in the way the game's being played. Those two guys can play together. They just got to figure it out. Well,
So, Seth Greenberg is blaming Jason Tatum in the Jaylen Brown trade rumors. I think I heard someone else say this today, too. Not on our station.
That's a relief. Some tough basketball coverage on the station lately.
It's been bad.
I think that's putting it lightly, too.
Well, I think our competitor's been worse, and I'm not crapping on them.
I don't think you need to, Joe.
I don't need to crap on them. I don't.
Some good musical productions over there, I heard.
Well, some of those...
lighting the internet on fire, that's for sure. I don't know about the airwaves, but quite popular in group chats from what I've heard.
Yeah.
I just wonder about the process behind it. You know, that's what really...
Well, you know, we do fine production work for
and
our
sometimes
song.
we don't, Joe, but you know what we do? It's pretty funny usually.
Well, Skaz,
and it's not AI.
I will tell. Yes. Well,
and we don't usually think it's really cool either.
Like
I would say that's a big part of it.
The songs of summer.
I don't think you're doing that thinking it's cool.
I do like the Joe Espresso.
I would say there's some self-deprecation involved.
Yeah, there you go. Like, I can't take myself seriously because nobody else does. Where are we at on the song? Where it's officially summer, right?
Yes. So Street Team Joe has compiled. He's got a list.
Oh, he showed you his list?
Well, none of them. He started sending me songs, Joe, from like 2014 and like 2018. He's failed.
So
he's failed. He's not good at finding songs. The songs he picks are terrible. So we may just go with a top five. I'll take the charts at July 4th or something, and then we'll come back. You guys will do the songs, and we will have the Song of the Summer contest. But I think Street Team Joe picking the songs is terrible.
The way that I'm thinking that it's going to go is you're going to like read these lyrics. Go.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I will separate the two of you.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have it down to science at this point.
I do have an idea for a song for
all
Joe,
ideas
for
are welcome.
Joe, for me to do for Joe.
You want to sing him a song?
I would be the one, basically performing the song.
You're gonna, serenade him, Marilyn Monroe to JFK style.
Yeah. And I have the song, and I'm ready for it. But yes, you're right, Skaz. When we do the music, it is in good fun, and it is self-deprecating, and we're putting ourselves out there. And I think some of the others are trying to make a song catchy.
Is that what they were trying to do?
I think.
Your guess is as good as mine.
can't speak for anybody anymore.
Wouldn't want to, Joe.
I actually don't know. I don't listen.
Tough to miss that one, though.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Speaking of that, the Red Sox lost today.
Did they?
Is it okay to say that the Red Sox suck?
Some have been saying, Joe.
Maybe you could sing it to me.
I wouldn't dare, Joe.
Eric is in the car. Hello, Eric.
How's it going, guys?
Hey,
I need you guys to talk some sense into me. If we do move Jaylen Brown, you guys can call me dumb. I would like to hear it. Would you consider LaMelo Ball and Miles Bridges for Jaylen Brown and Sam Hauser?
I'd consider it, but I don't want to do it.
Can we get Lonzo or LaMelo, I'm sorry, a personal driver in the trade?
I guess so. I mean, we're not going to find a home run trade from. I don't want the Celtics to trade him, but everything I'm reading seems like it's heading in that direction. I don't want Evan Mobley. So we can get a tough guy in Bridges and a scorer at the wing position and find a center. I feel like we'll be okay, but there's nothing out there that I love when we trade Jaylen.
Miles Bridges is a pretty terrible guy, I think.
Miles Bridges is a horrible human.
Yeah. I don't
think that's
good. When did that ever scare Boston from horrible humans? I felt like that's like right up our alley.
I grew up in the Vin Baker era, and Vin Baker was literally an alcoholic, and they made a trade for him, and it ruined his life. And I watched it happen. And yes, since when do they care? Yes, they didn't back then, and it crushed them.
I would say.
Have you heard of the New England Patriots?
Yeah, they win. Yeah. So what? They win.
Have you heard of Mary Ramirez? When do we care about horrible humans?
Well, I like a-holes when they win. I don't like it when you don't win.
Right. Randy Moss. He wasn't winning, and he came here and won. Look, sometimes a change of scenery helps out.
Randy Moss wasn't necessarily a terrible human.
He was just
had some, violations.
Well, we like to think if they come to Boston, there's nothing for them to do. They can only act right here.
No. I mean, there's some guys that still can't get it right. No, but
I just want to throw that guy's body.
But Eric, when you play with Tom Brady, you can get away with things.
Oh, you don't think Jason Tatum is Tom Brady on the court? You don't think it's
no, Eric. I think Jason Tatum plays basketball and hangs out with his kid and eats McDonald's.
Right.
What else?
I mean,
what else does he do? Like seriously, what else does he do?
I mean, he can't be eating McDonald's if he's on GQ photo shoots. You know?
Did you see that, man? Did you see those photos, Riley? Oh, you got to show.
Yeah, I'm
Riley.
kind of jealous.
Yeah, he was showing. he was showing the chest hair, bro.
Right. Well, I want to throw that guys. I
like Charlotte and what they're doing. I just don't know why they would. They built that thing. Why would they break it up?
Because it's not going to win them anything.
Well,
Jaylen Brown at least gives them a chance.
You don't think Con Knippel is going to be a better player than he was this year?
Well, he will be, but I mean, I don't think they're going to win anything. I mean, they still play in the East where I don't think they're going to win anything as that team is constantly put together, especially if LaMelo Ball is your best player. I feel like he's good as your 2, maybe your 3, but trying to follow that clown as your number 1, I don't think they're winning anything.
Well, why would the Celtics want him then?
He would be our number 2 and number 3. I think playing in a bigger market with a better coach, a better team, you may see a different LaMelo Ball. Now, that is me. I think that is me with hopeful wishing. But once again, there's nothing out there that I love.
Same. Thank you. Miles Bridges is a jerk. I'm sorry. I'm out. He's lucky he's back in the league, by the way. Pete's in Pembroke. Pete.
Hey, what's up, Joe? How are you?
I'm okay.
Hey, so I got a trade thought that I've kind of been cooking up with some friends for a little bit now. So obviously, Anthony Edwards is unhappy in Minnesota. Any legs behind potentially, a 3-way trade behind the Hawks, Boston, Minnesota? Anthony Edwards and JB are both from Atlanta. Somehow the Celtics get Naz Reid, Jalen Johnson. I don't know what Minnesota gets maybe a flurry of those Hawks picks that they just accumulated. Curious if you've heard anything or think about that at all.
Thank you, Pete. This is my fault. We went around the entire league. We went through every single team. I think some people heard our conversation, some people didn't. And now we are open for discussions that we've already shut down.
Yeah, but okay, Joe, what if Toronto takes their 2035 first-round pick? Yeah, I mean, what do you expect, Joe? It's that time of year.
This is my fault.
I'm not going to blame you, but
No, it's my fault.
I'm not going to not blame you.
I started talking about second-round picks.
Would you rather talk second-round picks or the Red Sox?
Well, should I make a song about Donovan Mitchell? Wait, who is
Dylan? His name is Dylan. Dylan Mitchell or the Red Sox?
Where did he go to school again before St. John's?
Texas and somewhere else.
It's a journey.
Yeah. I wonder, was that Shaka, Texas? No, that would have been, who knows?
Never going to get his name right. Might as well be Davion Mitchell. Probably. All right, Dylan Mitchell. You know what popped up when I typed in Dylan Mitchell? Dylan's Kitchen in Boston.
Yeah, I've been there.
You have? Okay.
I think so.
I have not. I've been to Dylan's.
Oh, that's what I'm
Dylan's.
thinking of.
Oh, yeah, right across on near the Fenway there.
Next to the fire station there.
Exactly, yeah. That was used to be one of my big spots over there. Okay, he played. You asked the question, would I rather talk about this with the Red Sox? Well, he went to Sickles High School in Citrus Park, and then he transferred to Bishop McLaughlin in a Catholic school. That's in Spring Hill, Florida. And then he ended up at Mount Verde in Florida. He was a high recruit, and he committed huge scholarships. He took Texas over Florida State and Tennessee. And at Texas, he averaged 4 and 3. And as a sophomore, he averaged 9.5 points and 7 rebounds per game. Then he transferred to Cincinnati. He chose Cincinnati over Miami and Auburn. During that season, he played 33 games. He averaged 9.5 points and 6.7 rebounds and played 28 minutes a game. He then entered the transfer portal and ended up at St. John's, where he averaged 8 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he was all Big East third team and all defensive team, all tournament team. John's in the car. John.
Hey, I have a question. Okay, I can see how one could argue that if you had Giannis instead of Brown, you'd still at least be title contenders, maybe a little stronger than with Brown. But trading Brown for trading a horse for a few ponies, it doesn't better the team. So my question is, what is your take on why there is even talk about Brown leaving, about trading Brown? My guess is on July 26th, he's eligible for a 2-year contract extension that could bring him up to $70 million a year. And maybe he had the conversation with Brad, and Brad said that's not happening, and he says, I want out. Now they just got to get rid of him on his accord because he doesn't want to, they're not willing to give him the money that he's looking for. Other than that, I can't understand why they would even consider moving on from this kid, because no move is going to make them better than they are. I'd love to hear why you think they're even considering trading him. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, John. Well, John, you asked me the question, and then you just answered everything that I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to summarize the last 30 minutes of the show in a phone call, I think you did a pretty good job. John, we're with you. We don't think the Celtics should trade Jaylen Brown. We don't think there are any real offers out there that are to equal value if you're trying to win an NBA title now. I think their best route forward is with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and trading Derek White, Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard, other pieces. I would have fired Joe Mazzulla, too, if you missed that part of the show tonight, too. But... yeah, Joe, what a perfect day. It felt like I was, going back in time there for a minute.
I mean, we have done Alien and Ghost Talk of late.
We have. Grammy Ariano checking in too.
Yes,
apparently.
Grammy
Yes.
Ariano loved how
I don't know if she loved me, but she liked Street Team Joe.
She loved how Joe stood his ground.
He did stand his ground. I'm trying to get her booked, but yeah, we'll see.
Oh, Grammy Ariano?
I'm trying,
Oh, that'd be a great call. Do you think she makes a shepherd pie at all? Like what do you think Grammy Ariano?
I mean, it's got to be a lasagna, right? Is that?
Oh, Grammy's lasagna?
Probably, right? Maybe some eggplant parm or something.
Oh, maybe a half eggplant, half
bolognese.
Chicken. Oh, I love bolognese.
Little Fra Diavolo, Joe.
You know what I haven't had in a while? A nice shrimp scampi.
Oh, there you go.
Can you? I know there's the cheese part of that. What about you? Are you okay with
it?
What would you risk it all for, Skess?
What would I risk it all for? Oh, that's a great question.
Food wise.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things, Joe. Let me tell you. I mean, I can have like lactate and it helps somewhat. So I will have the occasional like real ice cream or like, if there's a real like homemade mac and cheese or something, or pizza. Pizza's the easy one. That is the one that I'll still occasionally.
No, what's the one thing that you're staying away from that you absolutely miss?
Probably like mostly pizza. But also, ice cream's another. I mean, Joe, everything. Cheese. It's cheese. Cheese is the number one thing. I miss cheese the most. It's not even close.
Like string cheese.
Everything. A slice of going to the fridge and grabbing a slice of Land O'Lakes just to have a snack,
Oh.
Anything,
Love that.
Little cheese and crackers, Cheez-Its, anything with cheese, Joe, I can't have.
The other night I was at a Shaw's before it was closing. Shaw's in Star Market.
Of course.
And they had a half pound of a Land O'Lakes American for like $5.83. And I sat there and I went, oh man, I could eat that just in the store.
That's just for the ride home.
Forget that ain't making it bad. I'd have an empty package of cheese, Skez, and they'd have to scan it. Actually, we didn't do it around tonight. In or out on eating before you buy.
It depends on what it is. But like I remember as a child, my dad, if times were tough in the grocery store, 3 kids, he's opening something and giving it to us, and then they're just scanning it at the counter. And that was never an issue. I think it really depends on what it is, but I have no major problem with it. Like if you want to get your kid a slice of cheese out of the bag before it gets rung up, I don't think that's a big deal.
Do you want to talk about JB or a men's league scrum? I mean, all of this is avoiding our Red Sox talk.
Wherever the night takes us.
Men's league scrum. Hello, sir. Or miss.
How's it going? I'm just driving home from my men's league hockey game, and towards the end, it gets a little hairy. So I didn't know if you guys had any good sort of men's league, rec league scrums where adults are just being children. And I would love to hear a story if you got one.
I have a lot, but I can't share them.
Why not, Joe?
I think what always happened? Weapons would come out, and like we'd all go home.
Yeah, well, he's talking about like older though. I think like not when everyone's the same age. He's saying like if you were in a men's league or something like that.
No, like I've played softball before where there was an intense play at the plate. And the ref got it completely wrong, but we had to go with what the ump was saying. And we knew that we got lucky, and so we went along with the other team. We scored the run, and we have the lead, and we won the game, but it was the bad call, man. And then we'd actually be on the other – so the other team would be arguing with the umpire, but we'd actually argue with them with the umpire because they got it wrong, even though we won the game. Never had anything like that before?
I'm
talking in the face of belly bumping an umpire because he got a call wrong.
I was kicked out of games, but no, I didn't argue. Yeah. I was just told to leave, and I did. A hard foul, and go sit on the bus.
Yeah.
But I've dealt with the Hardos before, the men's league Hardos. I used to play pickup in Rainham at the Rack, the Rainham Athletic Club there, and there would be some older Hardos there. Let me tell you, I won't name names because people would know one of them. But yeah,
like I this better team beat the team I was on once, and we won. And they were like 2-0. We're like, nah, man, we won. We won. And they were like, what, bro? What, you don't want to go 2-0? And they started calling us names. And I was like, you could just keep calling us names, but we did beat you. What, you don't want to go 2-0? 2-0, bro. 2-0. Blah, blah, blah. 2-0. Nah, man, we won. Because you know what? If we played them 10 more times, we would have lost. And then a scrum. And then, I'm too old to scrum. That's how I feel. All right. Well, that's that, Skaz. I could think of more. Has Riley ever been in the scrum?
No.
No. What about on the farm?
She's not a farmer. Just lives near one.
No.
Well, now she's saying she has been in a scrum.
Should we listen?
Oh, I can tell the story.
Yeah.
First day of school, brand new school, first grade, because I went to a private kindergarten and then I moved to public school in first grade. On the playground, kid is walking up the slide. Who walks up a slide? So I'm at the top of the slide trying to go down. I just kick him down the slide. Sent to the principal's office, first day of school. Really good impression, right?
Doesn't really sound like a scrum.
I feel like that's kind of a scrum.
Sounds like going to jail. You go to jail for the first time, and then you fight the biggest guy, and you get in trouble the first day, but you set the standard, didn't you?
But I mean, who walks up a slide? Like, in first grade? Like, obviously it's going to piss me off.
Yeah,
I wanted to go down.
Who walks up the slide when you're going down?
This is what I'm saying. That's why I had to show him who's boss,
I agree.
Yeah, there you go. That's my one scrum story.
I think you were in the right of the scrum. Speaking of being in the right of the scrum, we'll have the musings next on 98.5 The Sports Hub. But first, this hour of The Sports Hub has been brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You can save 50% off. South Africa, South Korea. Earlier today, Bosnia 3-1 over Qatar, Swiss 2-1 over Canada, Morocco 4-2 over Haiti, and Brazil shut out Scotland 3-0. The Red Sox lost today 8-6. They blew it once again on an error from Marcelo Meyer. Ranger Suarez had 9 strikeouts in the team's loss today. They now travel back home. They'll take on a 4-game series against the New York Yankees. And the Celtics have made a selection in the second round. It's Dylan Mitchell out of St. John's, played last year. An athlete, defender, not a great shooter, but he was drafted with the 40th pick overall. Headlines, they are brought to you by Deanne Van Lines. Take the chance out of your move and make the sure bet with Deanne Van Lines, an approved mover to the Department of Defense, DeanneVanLines.com. I'm Joe Murray.
Boston Talk Sports.
Trade Drake May.
We all know what, but we won't say what. Yeah, worst take on these airwaves in the last 24 hours.
We may not take a call today.
The Sports.
A Brazilian psychic claimed a UFO will appear above Hard Rock Stadium during the Brazil-Scotland game on June 24th. She says players, officials, and fans could be abducted by aliens during live television. Skaz, I watched the game.
You and me both.
And I did not see any aliens or abductions.
Neither did I.
Do you think that they could have been possessed? When did she say this?
Apparently a while ago. And this is not just any psychic. This psychic has a couple million followers, I believe I was reading. Maybe not anymore, though.
Oh, yeah. She wrote, the day has finally arrived. It's June 24th. Her name is Vo Bahayani. No. Vo Bahayana. Claimed that an alien abduction will take place during Brazil's World Cup match. The spiritualist, whose real name is Antercia de Silva Gonzalez, she told her 23 million Instagram followers that reptilian scale-covered aliens will invade the pitch and abduct players during the decisive Group C encounter at Miami Stadium on June 24th.
They'd be playing or something? I have no idea, Joe.
But do you think, like, the aliens came and we're like, oh boy, they're on to us?
I think they've been here, Joe. I think it's a constant.
Kind of a buzzkill. Was hoping for something.
Now, what were you hoping for, Joe? You don't want to see Vinny Jr. or Neymar get abducted by aliens in the World Cup, do you? Or Andy Robertson, John McGinn.
Maybe an interesting flyover.
Okay. Maybe they come down, kick the ball around, and leave.
Maybe a lightning storm.
Well, then we got a big delay in the game.
But it would give them
a show, maybe?
It would give them kind of the authority. Skaz, you know what? I'm big on aliens. I'm an alien guy. I love all that stuff. But I think I'm out on psychics' predictions. You ever had a psychic before?
Never a psychic. Maybe adjacent, one of those readers of sorts. I think I did one time at like a fair or something to appease an ex-girlfriend. Something like that.
I have a friend whose mom is an actual medium, but she calls herself something else. I can't remember what it is.
Reiki?
She does Reiki.
Yeah.
I've had people, they warm their hands up. Have you ever had Reiki done on you?
I know someone that does. They do the ear thing too. Yeah. They do all that. I've never had it done to me now.
My buddy Dave, and I really mean this, his mom, she has said to me before, like, hey, on your way home, like, be careful of this, or like, hey, have you heard from blank in a while? And she has, I believe it's Skaz because it's happened to me. She's not a medium. What do you call that? Like, I like to watch Long Island Medium with that girl, Teresa.
Oh, yeah. What an accent there. Totally real.
And she's always like, yeah, oh, yeah. No, yeah. And her husband's always like, what are you doing, honey? honey, I thought we got the game on. I got to watch the Giants this week, The Long Island medium. Dude, Mexico is like, they just scored. What a place for this World Cup for them.
Starting a 17-year-old, too.
But, like, you see the way they're partying right now?
Oh, yeah.
That's a party. Oh, he blew by that guy. Oh, what a that might be the best individual play of the tournament. What? Oh, he has a fake. Oh, I don't really know how to react to some of the soccer stuff, Skaz.
Make sure he's on sides first,
Did you see the Ronaldo goal? It was a penalty. It was a free kick, but it wasn't Ronaldo who scored. The other guy kicked it. So, like, Ronaldo set up to kick, but then the other guy is the one that kicked it. Did you see that goal?
I saw Ronaldo's goals. I don't know if I saw that.
Yeah, so he set up for a free kick, and everyone thought like Ronaldo was going to kick it, and the other guy just kicked it right in. There was another one that it was a free kick, but when he faked the kick, everyone jumped out of the way, and the guy just kicked the ball in between and ran it and scored it. This is supposed to be the best soccer in the world, guys. Some of it hasn't been the best.
Well, it's not the best yet. The group play is, that's where there's still, teams that are ranked in the 50s and 60s in the FIFA rankings in this tournament. A lot of it because of the extended tournament, but the group stage is wrapping up, and this tournament is really going to pick up in the next couple weeks. And hopefully, Team USA is still playing.
Me too. I think it's been great for the bars. Did you say the Dubliner was closed the other day?
They closed, Joe, to give themselves a break during the English game.
I'm pretty sure I read an ad that 98.5 is running that there's a watch party at the Dubliner. Nah, can't find it. Whatever.
I thought Kendra might have been over there.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't want to misspeak.
She's been all over the World Cup, huh?
Good for her.
She was in the stands at one of the Boston
She was at the Norway game, I believe.
McCarthy was there, too.
Yes. Johnny Wallach, I believe, there as well.
Ryan in Malden is checked in. Hi, Joe. I'm excited for the midday show tomorrow. I know you're filling in. You and Zoe will be good show. Am I hosting? I don't even know what I'm doing. So if I can muse about something, Skaz?
It is Scott Zolak, Tim McCone, and Joe Murray tomorrow.
Great.
Joe Murray on headlines.
I'm going to sit in the third chair, and I'm going to let them do all the work.
That's what the schedule says, Joe.
Now, I'm going to leave here tonight, go home. I got to pack a bag because I'm going to Marlboro for the weekend. Gone. I'm going to be at the Northeast Card Show. Did you see it? There's like a lot. I'm going to try to get some guys on the show that are going to be there, hockey guys. I saw Matt Chatham is going to be there. Joe Andruzzi, friend of the show, will be there. I'm trying to think about a bunch of wrestlers. Dijak, who I'm friendly with.
Let me take a look here, Joe. Maybe I'll have a request for someone.
But yes, you look. I'll find them. Sophia Jerksovich will be there, colleague over at Nesson.
So this is at the Four Kick Sports Complex?
Correct, guys. I'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Dude, wait till I show you the Drake May patch card that I got today. It actually has the Patriots patch on it, and it's Drake May. What do you think that's worth? Not autographed. Though.
Certainly more than a Mac Jones one.
Oh, well, I got to save that for a minute. Did you see that today?
He was busy.
He looked like Crack Jones.
Not great. Not great.
How come we never came up with bits like that with Mac Jones?
I think we were too hurt, Joe. We were too close to it.
Like Crack to
we
Jones?
couldn't laugh at just how goofy and bad it was because it was so bad on the field.
Man, he looked like Crack Jones. If anybody has seen that video. Yeah, let me know if you see anybody on that list, but I'll be there.
Dana Barros?
Yeah, for local. He might be the best local talent. Remember we talked about guys that were first-round picks?
I'm trying to find a list here.
Chris Herron was good. Trying to think of who else is at that show. But I'll be there this weekend, everybody, and it should be a lot of fun. Joe, is there any grading at the show? Yes. I don't know if it's PSA, but just go to northeastcardexpo.com. You'll figure it out. I'll be there. Know what else I'm going to do while I'm out there, Skaz? It's a great pizza place called Blue Square. I'm going to get the Chicago thin crust, and I'm going to eat it all to myself in a hotel room by myself.
Joe, our buddy Eli Feingold's going to be there.
Should I get the... Hey!
You got to get the pancake story.
What happened?
I don't want to get ourselves in trouble here with the Rebs, but what's going on over
What's
there with
going
the
on there?
pancakes?
I need... Okay, so our listeners probably don't know. But we had Eli Feingold, or Peyton Miller, I believe it was on the air. And I think he shared that he eats 9 pancakes before every game. And goal! What a goal! What a goal! What a goal! What a goal! That was awesome. It was the offsides. So then I talked to, was it Eli Feingold, and I said, hey man, like, what do you eat before a game? And then I had a chance to talk to Ethan Kohler yesterday. Pretty cool dude, by the way. And I said, hey man, what's up with the pancakes? And he goes, oh, I don't know if I can talk about that. And everyone's like, what do you mean?
It's like pleading the fifth, Joe. We bring up the pancakes.
So I was on with Lucy and Keegan, and they were like, Joe, what did you do? Immediately, they were like, what did you do? And I go, what do you mean? So somehow there's a pancake gate going on with the Revs.
We gotta figure this out.
And today we were supposed to have a scheduled guest.
May have been a...
And, you know, it got...
Something happened, let's say.
Just say we didn't get our guest.
Yes, tomorrow.
So now I'm really starting to wonder.
We're going to have to relay this info to Mr. Matt McCarthy. Maybe he's going to have Peyton Miller on tomorrow night, Joe.
So Peyton Miller's on tomorrow?
With Matt McCarthy.
Oh, yeah. So, of course,
they're avoiding us.
We need. What the hell happened? Did he eat 9 pancakes and throw up or what? What else could have happened? Did he crap 9 pancakes?
Too constipated to run.
We need more on the pancake gate.
Joe, apparently your buddy Wally might be over there this weekend.
Wally the Green Monster?
Apparently.
Hell yeah.
Pikachu?
Sucks.
Oh, Joe. Guy's got a big audience.
That's true. I almost bought a card that was they call it TCG, Skaz, Trading Card Games. You got to see this patch. I'll show it to you. I got it. I'm all fired up. I got a Drake May patch, a Drake May autograph. I bought a lot of Drake May. And you know who I'm buying now because everyone's getting rid of him? Roman Anthony. And then we'll break, and then we'll do Live Free or Rye. You know, we have not talked about the Red Sox tonight, guys. Which I think I'm doing everybody a favor. So let's start with my man Rich in Boston. Hello, Rich.
Who's watching the World Cup? So one thing I want to do is go to a 98.5 Sports Hub watch party, and this weekend hopefully go to the Northeast Culture to see my man Joe Murray get a barbecue with all Fireflies on Marlboro.
Oh yeah, I love Fireflies.
Get some talent there.
Did you know that the last time I saw Cedric Maxwell, him and I shared Fireflies barbecue?
Yeah, I actually went after going to a Red Sox game in the scrimmage with one of my teams and went to the owner.
Yeah. Hey, Suhu, you're great at predictions. Where does Jaylen Brown play this season? First game.
I need to use some algorithms to figure this out.
You need an algorithm?
AI.
Okay. Well,
I refuse to use ChatGPT on it or Copilot. What?
Well, you're a smart guy. You have
I
an
see
engineering degree.
Dichak on the program. I met him at the other card show.
Which one?
So the one of cards were next to Card Vault.
Card Vault, yes. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, dude, I'm going to be there this weekend.
I'll see you there.
All right, buddy. Take it easy, man. That's Suhu, everybody. We have another Rich in Townsend. Hello, Rich.
Hey, Joe. First, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Thank you.
So I envy listening to you guys all the time, especially talking about food, because I've got like every food allergy there is. And I was listening to Skaz and saying how he can't really have cheese without having some issues. Just so you know, Cabot cheese is one of the few cheeses that's naturally lactose-free.
So any Cabot cheese?
Most of the Cabot cheese, like your New York cheddar, your pepper jack, the Gouda, all that, it's naturally lactose-free.
What about like the Vermont, like, that's like you're talking about like the CABOT, Cabot, like the pull little slices, those things?
Yeah, exactly. Yep,
All
they're
right.
naturally lactose-free.
Well, then I'm going to start hammering those, Rich. If you see me in a couple weeks and I'm 20 pounds heavier, I'm blaming you.
I love cheese, and it's like for the longest time I couldn't have it, and I happened to pick one up one day and I said, naturally lactose-free. So then I called into them, and because of the enzymes and whatnot, but the way that they age it, it's naturally lactose-free.
Might have just changed my life.
Rich, I smoked a joint one night and ate a whole stack of that Cabot cheese, and I got really sick. But was it the Cabot cheese, or was it because I ate too many?
I'm going to probably say probably too many, but I'll tell you, once you eat one, it's hard to put them down.
What I like to do is I like to wrap pepperonis in them.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, I don't think getting stoned eating lots of cheese is really, a great formula for success. But, we all sometimes happen to be there every once in a while.
Well, you gotta have fun once in a while.
That's cool. Well, and just one more note on the Cabot cheese. It's better to buy the block of cheese because the pre-sliced $4.99, the block of cheese $2.99.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. It's cheaper.
And I have a slicer, a cheese slicer at my house, so I slice the cheese.
Oh, there
myself.
you go.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's awesome too. And believe it or not, Shaw's. I guess the Shaw's brand is actually Cabot.
Oh, Shaw's
Yes.
makes a great frozen pizza, like store name brand. I wonder what brand it actually is.
That I don't know, because unfortunately, unless it's gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free, I can't have it.
Yeah.
That's why I've always listened to the show and listening to you talk about food. Half the time I'm driving home from work and I'm like drooling.
You know what, Rich? Maybe one night I will. Well, we're trying to get Bird in studio some night. Bird has celiac disease. And so one night me and him got chicken from this takeout joint, and I've never seen him so sick in my life. So I don't know what was in the chicken, but they must be fueling those things with something these days.
Was it from a Chinese joint?
No. It was from one of those famous chicken places.
Yeah, if he had celiac, it definitely had gluten in it, so that did him in.
Mm-hmm. But at Kowloon, I think he gets like sushi and I don't know. He does well over there.
Oh, yes, sushi's always a safe bet.
Hey, where the hell's Townsend?
Townsend is basically west of Fitchburg.
Yeah.
So it's right off of Route 2. And it's right off of Route 2. In the middle of nowhere, you got Leominster, Townsend,
I know
Groton.
Groton. I know where that is.
Yep, it's exactly 10 minutes from Groton, right off of 119.
I went to Harvard recently.
Okay, so that's on the other side of Ayer and over by Acton.
Yeah, okay.
Townsend's in the middle of nowhere.
To be honest with you, as somebody who grew up in Boston and now lives on the North Shore, I have absolutely no reason to go out there.
No, I actually moved out here back in 2018. I'm from East Boston, Chelsea, that area.
Wow. So how the hell did you go from there to there?
Long story, but I came up by family, and I basically kind of got my life together out here. So,
well, you got yourself
it's a little quiet.
You got yourself out of the hood, and now look what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
You're living life from Santarpios to Cabot cheese.
Yeah, no. Actually, the lamb tips from Santarpios were amazing.
Oh, I love their sausages.
Yeah, good
and they
stuff.
have great garlic pizza as well.
You're throwing that pizza in there again. Is it gluten free?
I don't.
No.
I don't think so. All right, Rich. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you.
Awesome. You have a fantastic night.
You do too, sir. Thank you. Never been to Townsend. Have you guys?
That's up there, Joe.
I ain't going there.
I don't even know if it's really up there. It's out there.
Carlos in Worcester.
Hey, Joe. Guys, thanks for taking my call. So, Joe, I heard you're going to Marlboro, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in Auburn, okay, they got this American Legion place. It's called the Chester P. Tuttle Legion. It's in Auburn. I forgot the exact address, but they got the best, and I've tasted a lot of steak and cheeses, okay? I tasted the one at Frankie's and Providence. You trust me. This one is the biggest and the best steak and cheese you're ever going to try, Joe. Honest to God, you got to go there. And on top of that, to boot, they give you homemade fries with the steak and cheese. It's humongous. I'm telling you right now. It's the Chester P. Tuttle Post in Auburn, Massachusetts. It's an American Legion post, okay? And can I say my take on the Celtics?
Sure.
The Celtics, yeah. So I don't know why we're trading anybody. We should actually just added like maybe a piece or two is what we needed, you know? And the only person that we should be getting rid of, which Scott talked about earlier, is the head coach. I don't get why we're not getting rid of this guy. I mean, I don't even know what to say. This guy is not a good head coach. Okay, I understand he won that championship 3-ball. Who cares? I mean, we could have won all them 3 series against the Sixers, against the Knicks, and against the Heat the last 3 years. Like, give me a break. We were up on them series. And all them series, we were up. I just don't get it. And then this guy decides to, instead of calming them down, drawing plays, hey, why don't you easy on the 3-ball? We got this game, blah, blah, blah. Nope. Let's just keep on chucking threes. I just don't understand. You know, it doesn't have to be this hard, right? You know?
Doesn't have to be this hard, dude, at all. Why does it have to be so hard? Riley wrote pizza. Forgot to ask the name, but it's a dude. Hello, dude.
What's up, dude?
What's up?
Not much. I heard you're heading out to Blue Square.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Get the Detroit style, as you probably already know.
Oh, I know. All right, the Detroit style is great. My favorite Detroit style is Volo and Swampscott. But they have a thin crust at the Blue Square, Chicago, that I started eating in the car, and I was an hour and 10 ride home. So I ate the entire thing in the front seat.
All right. Well, I trust you, Joe. But I just want to say thanks, man, for all you do and putting me at ease when the evening time comes on. You're a good dude, brother. Keep it up.
What's going on? What's going on that you need to be at ease?
Oh, not much going on. Just life. Life, honestly.
Yeah.
But, after the day winds down,
where do you live?
I look forward to turning you on. I live in Merrimack, New Hampshire.
Well, I've been out there before. You guys got a Cracker Barrel out there.
We got a Cracker Barrel, dude. We got a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, I go to the outlets out there, man. I go to the Movado store.
Yeah, the premium outlets? Yeah, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, just know that you're doing a lot of good for a lot of people, Joe, and the world needs more of you, man. Appreciate you.
Well, that made me feel really good. Thank you very much. Nick's in Rehoboth. Hi, Nick.
Hey, how's it going? Do you ever come out to the Taunton area at all?
Skaz lives there.
So, has he gone to Smitty's for pizza?
Smitty's?
I'm familiar. I don't live there anymore. I used to. But, yeah, it's right on the water there. I think I know where it is.
There's water?
Yeah, so it's not a good river. It's just there. We don't need to smell that river much more than we do. But The bar pizza over there is one of the best bar pizza I've ever had.
Somebody has mentioned this to me recently. My buddy just opened a card shop out there called Trade Nights, and I'm going to check that out when I get there.
Yeah, it was on like the Dave Portnoy did a one bite of Smitty's before.
Yeah. All right.
So it's a good option out there. The cheeseburger pizza is the one to go with.
Yeah. Where's Rehoboth again?
Rehoboth, I'm right near like Seekonk, Attleboro, Dighton, Taunton.
Pedelford Street, Joe. You know, down there.
No.
Yeah, I'm out in the fucking sticks.
No.
So close, Joe. 10:36.
Let's go to break. Let's just let that dump button just get out there for a minute. Let it all just kind of marinate. Live Free or Rye. Coming up next on 90.
Kids Now or go to insurekidsnow.gov. Felger and Maz are just his pregame.
They've been getting wholesale deals for years.
It's Joe Murray on the Sports Hole.
Yeah, I'm up at Conway. Now I'm down in Manchester, next to Adam Sandler, but I'll be Woods forever. I'm the new Salinger, cause I could live anywhere, but I choose to live here, the middle of nowhere. I used to shop in Salem, next to Rockingham Park. Right there up on 28, you'll find Canopy Lake Park. Bring me up to Portsmouth, the saloon at State Street. Catch me up at Gillies after
All right, back here on the Sports Hub.
It's not the Kangamangas.
Live free or rye with Riley Marchand, who is here on the show tonight. Hello, Riley. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Well, it's time to live free or rye. I just wanted to get your take on Crack Jones today.
Crack Jones. Yeah, that's a way to put it. I mean, I saw that video, and I was just sitting there like, what is going on in that man's head? And I also saw something crazy on Twitter where people are saying there's so many teams that want to trade for him. And that's beyond me because I don't know. Not with that video, no.
Well, somebody might want him, but if no one's traded for him by now,
yeah,
will anybody ever trade for Mac Jones? I still have PTSD from him, so. All right, you drove by the Brook Casino today at 10 a.m. The parking lot was almost full.
It's like that every day.
Yeah.
It's just like, my question is who's there? I drove past there last week, and my friend was like, they drive retirement home communities there, and that kind of makes sense, but who else is going to the Brook at 10 a.m.? That's just my question.
Well, maybe the people that have been there for 24 hours.
24 hours? Really? You think people go for 24 hours? Yeah?
Yeah, I've done it before.
You've been there for 24 hours?
Well, not the Brook, but have I been
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Riley, I went to, well, you're not 21 yet.
No.
You don't.
I also don't gamble, but.
She can't.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. No, I can't in New Hampshire. 18.
No, but your employment.
Oh, yeah. I'm not allowed to sports bet because I work for an athletic department in college. You wave your hand, but I could get fired if I did, so.
I mean, Joe, the case Sean Booty would know all about it.
I mean,
Yeah.
Brendan Sorsby is going to go pro next year. So
That is true.
I mean, what does it even matter anymore? Yes, lots of retirement. What is it? What was the saying in The Sopranos? Not a retirement. There's a retirement community. Whatever. Yes. If you ever notice, a lot of the elderly go out early in the morning.
Yeah.
Because it's less people.
That makes sense. I didn't think of that, and it blew my mind because I drive past there. There's just so many people.
There's also the early bird special, as they like to
really?
call it, for dinners. You ever saw 4 or 5 o'clock? A lot of elderly people eat dinner.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes more sense.
Because you think I'm old, but I don't have the early bird special. I am not included on that one. What is your take on wearing a jersey to a game where the other team isn't playing?
Okay, so me and Skaz were talking about this because I'm going to Nationals versus Yankees when I go to D.C. in July. And I told my friend I would wear a Nationals jersey just to support, but I'm going to wear a Red Sox hat. And I tried to convince my dad to wear a Red Sox jersey to the Mets game he was at today, and he wouldn't do it. So I think it's okay. Like, if I'm going to a game where the Yankees are playing, I got to rep the Red Sox, even if they're not playing.
Yeah, if I'm going somewhere else, I'm repping the Red Sox too.
That's what I'm saying. And I feel, Skaz, what was your answer for this? Are you going to wear Red Sox if you go to another game that they're not involved in?
They're not playing, no.
Okay, so he disagrees.
I get it. I'd wear a Nationals hat if I went to a Nationals game. Why not?
But would you also wear Red Sox too at the same time?
Whatever, sure.
Okay.
I think you should rep wherever you're at.
Yeah.
I wore Vegas stuff when I was in Vegas.
Yeah. No, that's valid.
I wasn't really rooting for Vegas, but
I feel like I got to wear Red Sox if they're playing the Yankees, though. Like, they got to know.
So, you went to Gloucester, Massachusetts today for the first time. What did you learn?
Okay, I actually didn't know that's where the Greasy Pole was. I went on the beach and I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh. That's the Greasy Pole.
They do it this weekend.
Yeah.
It's some feast.
That's awesome. It's called the St. Peter's Festival or something. I learned all about it from a townie, actually. He came up and talked to us.
A lot of townies in Gloucester.
Yeah, he told me that he's lived all over the world, and he said if he could live anywhere, it would be Gloucester because...
Gloucester is a fisherman's town.
Yeah.
Gorton's, you ever get fish sticks from them?
No.
Okay, that's there. Did you ever see the movie Perfect Storm?
No.
Do you know what it's about?
I'm guessing it's about a boat and a storm.
Correct.
Bang.
Mark Wahlberg was in it.
Oh, okay.
And George Clooney.
Oh. Pretty good cast. Did you hear about that ship that sank 2 months ago? I just learned about that today, too. Didn't make its way to New Hampshire because I didn't hear about it.
You should watch A Perfect Storm.
Okay.
Did you ever see Coda?
No, but you were talking about that earlier. Good movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
A former Red Sox manager is now a fisherman in Gloucester.
Oh, really?
John Farrell.
I went to that sea glass beach. Pavilion Beach.
Pavilion Beach.
We found
is
a bunch of sea glass. We found like 4 blue pieces, which those are rare, and I found a lilac piece, which was pretty cool.
Did you eat a lobster roll?
No. Me and my mom went to, I forget where we went. It was like this restaurant over the water, right near all the boats. There's probably a few of
Could
those.
have been a lot of those.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was. I got edamame, and I got sweet potato fries.
Would you do the greasy pole?
Would I do it? Maybe. I feel like I wouldn't win, but maybe I'd try. I feel like that would hurt though. Like imagine running full speed across a pole and you just fall.
Yes.
Yes?
I would do it just to say I did it.
That's true.